Boom. All right. Go. We are good to go.
All right. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the 24-hour charity live stream Dungeons and Dragons segment. I am the very frame rate choppy wizard. I hope my audio is coming through clear. It's good to be with you all today. I'm hoping that this fizzles out. I will try and manage this on the back end here. But we are going to be playing Dungeons and Dragons, and we have some exciting stuff going on today. We're going to go around and introduce the panel in a second. I'm going to firstly preface the story that's happening because there is a lot going on here. Well, welcome in, everybody. Real quick, let's do some ground rules stuff first. This is a charity stream, which means we need you guys hitting that charity link. I know that it's pinned somewhere in the chat. If you guys would continue to donate over there, and as we hit milestones, my elves in the background will be telling me when we hit these milestones, and fun things are going to happen. So make sure you continue to do that as long as we keep playing. Now, who are we and what are we doing? Well, I want to welcome all of you to kind of the realm in between. And that is specifically in between the bridge between Halloween and Christmas. And at this point, we are sitting in Christmas Town, and everybody you're seeing here are Christmas elves. And so going down the list, starting with Mr. Ian Runkle himself, I would like you to please introduce yourself, your elf name, your character, and the division of the North Pole that you work at.
So I'm playing Fergus Hogwood, who is head of quality control over at the North Pole. So his job duties are basically making sure that the toys that go out are, up to specifications, and that they don't do anything untoward, that they just function as toys are. So that's his sort of role in the whole operation. Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to Rob, Law, and Lumber. Go ahead and introduce your elf and the division at the North Pole that you work at.
Happy to. I think that my name is Gustavo. So I am Gustavo. I don't have a last name. And I am the director of the Chaos Department. And the Department of Chaos is supposed to manage the chaos that transpires surrounding the Christmas holiday, but oftentimes ends up contributing a little bit to that chaos. Inadvertently, of course. I try to get that under control, though, in my capacity as director of this department.
I don't know how your department keeps getting funded, because there's always more chaos than is managed.
It is what it is. But we submit our budget reports right at the deadline, and we always make sure that we spend every last penny on different chaos implements that we need, just because if we don't spend our full budget in the prior year, we're not going to get the same budget the next year. It's very important we do that.
I mean, we understand that, but that chaos money is usually spent to creating more chaos.
Look, to be clear, mischief is managed. Chaos is controlled.
I think we have our first catchphrase of the day. And that's a great transition over to Rick Hogue Law. Go ahead and introduce your elf, yourself, and the department that you work for.
Absolutely. My name is Augustus. I also do not have a last name because we're elves and we're all family here. Am I right? But I am the head of production and efficiency here in Christmas Town. And honestly, I'm a little bit perturbed by the fact that all these stories about the toys that elves make, the chaos they control, never include the understanding of how difficult it is to get those toys or whatever else has been made from the workshops to the transportation line and logistically through the entirety of the global ecosystem. And so I'm Gus. I'm in charge of that efficiency, and I keep the toys rolling on time.
We're evil. I'm his evil twin, obviously. Oh.
All right. Well, Natalie, welcome to the chaos. You are a Christmas elf. I would like you to go ahead and introduce yourself and introduce what department you work for. And here's the thing. anything you say right now is totally canon. So you could say anything, and it's true.
That's what I did. That's why I love this so much. You literally say whatever you want. It's great. Okay.
And then you have to make David cash those checks.
So my name is Holly Lolly, and I am head of the Department of North Pole Decor and Beautification. So I'm in charge to make sure that the area that we make the toys in is beautiful and appropriate for Christmas time, and I make sure that all the elves look nice in their little costumes, and they have to answer to me for keeping their Christmas themes going and their costumes in their homes all around the North Pole.
Very good. So we have a full team of elves here, and none of you have proficiency in Halloween ghoul hunting, which is really great because
True.
that's exactly what you're going to be doing. So it is a Tuesday morning. Normally you'd be going off to work in the division that you normally would work in, but instead you get a ping on your whatever cell phone device that they have in the North Pole. I'm pretty sure they've switched to Samsung, but the Apple contracts that they have are pretty lucrative. But there is that giving over to Samsung because the new iPhone just
you should
isn't
talk to
with
the
it.
department. The Department of Efficiency is in charge of that. That's their department. They're the
Yeah.
ones that's in charge of getting the phone switched over.
I don't know. It sounds more like chaos to me, but hey.
I
Let's
mean,
just
look,
make sure the toys get to where they're going.
I don't work in that department. Please meet down here in the armory. Thank you.
All right.
You are summoned to the armory this morning instead of going to your normal desk jobs. Starting off, what does a typical morning look like for each of you? We'll go around. And what do you do on the way down? And we'll start with Fergus.
So typical morning is basically there's sub elves to figure out, like, to just do a lot of the sifting. And my typical morning is I get called in when things have gone really wrong. Like, hey, why are the teddy bears exploding? So those are not safe for children. So then those go into the bin of extremely rejected toys. And
You can bet I got those exploding teddy bears to where they were supposed to go.
No, they're not supposed to go anywhere. That's the problem. Exploding teddy bears.
We
need to
make
be
no
converted.
judgments.
So my usual thing is getting called from like, hey, we've got a real disaster to the next, hey, we've got a real disaster. And so yeah, that'd be sort of the average day. So I'm probably hurrying down with like a handful of like, yeah, let's just set these aside somewhere that no one will ever touch them and hurry to where we're supposed to be.
So as you find yourself setting aside the explosive teddy bears, which are technically defective, I would need
also potentially effective.
Well, I need a wisdom check from you.
Oh,
just
that's
before you are leaving to go to the armory.
So that is a what is it? 12 plus 2, 14.
14 on a 14, you could see as you're leaving, just from like the corner of your eye, you're getting on the elevator to go down to the armory, and you could see that there are very much footprints over in the general direction of where the teddy bear stash is secured.
Oh,
you
that's
go and
not
investigate
good.
those footprints?
Absolutely. That sounds like a terrible idea, so let's do it.
Okay. You go over and they look very elf-like.
Who's getting into that? So let's follow up and see. Let's try to figure out, like, follow these prints.
Well, they're not very far. As you see, there's a track going in, and then there's a track coming out, and the one coming out very much goes down to the elevator. So it was coming from the elevator and then going back to the elevator. And this is the teddy bear storage for the ones that are supposed to be clean of explosives.
Okay. I mean, if they're clean of explosives, that's not such a big problem. Still, let's let's head to where let's follow along. Follow those prints.
Okay. You go and open the door that goes into the storage room.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Okay, as you open the door to the storage room with the explosive teddy bears, or the non-explosive teddy bears, excuse me, you can see that all of the shelves are basically collapsed, and that there are just a mountain of teddy bears. And the first thing that would come to your mind is that an elf must have been climbing on the shelves, and then the shelves just fell down, and so now it's just a mess.
You got to be careful of those elves on shelves.
Yeah.
I would pull out my cell phone, take a picture of this, and then send it to Gustavo with just a question mark, an exclamation mark, and like an angry face emoji.
What's going on? Yeah.
And at that point, you're also going to get a message from me that's going to say, Fergus, please report down to the armory. We have very limited time.
Okay, and then let's go down to the armory. But I still send the text with the question mark, exclamation mark, angry face emoji.
Cutting over to Gustavo, I need to know what Gustavo's morning is before you report down to the armory.
Well, my typical morning is I have a very standard and routine protocol where I will either engage in, we'll have like a glass of orange juice or 15 shots of espresso based on the roll of a dice. So if the dice comes up odd, I will do the orange juice. If it comes up even, I will do the espresso. And the same thing goes for food. And that's kind of how I make my morning decisions, whether I wear shorts or pants or whether I put pants on at all. I think these are the decisions I make, and I do it based on a roll of a dice. So this morning,
no pants and 15 shots of espresso is a morning.
Those nat ones are rough on everybody.
Wow. It's just a Tuesday, huh?
This is a standard Tuesday as the director of chaos.
All right. Go ahead and make your espresso orange juice dice roll.
Okay, so on the espresso, you know what? We're having espresso. We rolled even, so we are having 15 shots of espresso. That's how we're beginning our morning. And I get to see if I get to eat food or not. And I rolled odds, so I don't get to eat food. So just the espresso this morning. That's what we're doing, and that's how we're gonna roll.
So I will give you a +1 inspiration just for speed, for the fact of you're going to be able to move a lot faster. You're probably thinking a lot faster. However, as the stream goes on, that will wear off, and you will have a negative deduction for it, and that will trigger at some point.
Okay.
When you least suspect it.
So yeah,
You're gonna have that caffeine crash.
you guys are definitely gonna have to explain some of this little part right here to me because I don't remember quite. Okay, keep going. I'm picking it
it's
up.
good.
We're good.
It's all good.
I have looked at my phone and I see that there's a text message coming from Fergus for some reason. I don't understand why. And it seems to be upset about something. So I just send him a text message back with random emojis, one of being a Christmas tree, the other being a candy cane, and then a package. And that's how I respond. But I imagine I got a text from you, David.
Yes, you do get a text from me that says, please report down to the armory.
Okay, so I'm going to roll the dice and find out whether I'm rolling down the stairs or jumping out the window to get to the armory. And even numbers, so we're jumping out the window to get to the armory. Ouch.
Okay, so with that, cutting over to Gus, as you receive the text summoning you to the armory.
Now, hang on.
You see
Hang on. Unlike these other folks here in Elfdom, I do not have a cell phone. I'm old school. I have a tablet. I don't mean an iPad, by the way. I mean a literal tablet.
Like a stone tablet, yeah.
Chisel. We do it the old way.
Oh my goodness.
Well, as you're doing it the old way, chiseling out on your tablet, you see from the window a Gustavo fly past the window.
Makes all the sense in the world.
And you very clearly notice there's no parachute, and we're on a very high tower.
Well, I imagine I'm used to Gustavo's antics at this point. But yes, I just want to be clear. I'm not getting your text message that Augustus has been around a long time here in Elfdom. And he's taken over the production line pretty recently from Ziggy. We said that we went from Z to A. Really fantastic transition. Really went well. It was very winning. And we're now very excited about the efficiencies that we can provide for toy creation here in Elfdom.
I need a wisdom check from you.
Sure.
I think that's +0.
Good check.
I was going to say, for folks that don't know, we're now rolling a dice based on what David has asked of us. I have a 0 bonus, so I'm just going to tell him what this roll comes up as, which is a winning 12. I feel like that's going to pass whatever check he's asking for.
You know what? That's good enough because you've been here for such a long time. So what happens is you are well in the know enough to know the kind of morning that Gustavo is going to have. And you would have prepared the Hollywood stunt double inflatable beds to just happen to be outside, so that as he's descending from the window, he will land on one of those inflatable beds like they do in these stunt action movies.
Nice.
That's fine. That's fine. I will open the window and yell, "Good job, Fall Guy."
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm
gonna reach over to the landline and call him back.
Landline is well past our technology level here in the Department of Efficiency.
Somewhere, somehow, you hear an AOL dial-up sound.
It's from the
Augustus,
tablet.
You also receive a carrier pigeon letter requesting your attendance at the armory.
Nice. I was wondering. I'm like, no.
It comes in through the window that Gustavo fell past.
Just another morning, and I head out for the armory.
All right. Now cutting over to Holly Lolly. Holly, you start your morning off. You're going to the office. You think it's going to be a normal day. You see Gustavo fly past your window, and you get a text message requesting your attendance at the armory, which is down in the basement. But I'd like to know, what is it that you would have been doing here on a normal day?
So on a normal day, myself, Holly Lolly, I would be dispersing my little sub-elves to go out and check various stations. So what are the houses looking like? How are the elves dressing as they're coming down? What is the main office where we're making the toys looking like? We got to make sure that we're up to code here. You know, we're doing a green and red theme, classic Halloween this year. So we got to make sure that it's on point. It just be any type of red. We're talking Christmas red. So people with cherry red or, you know, burgundy red, that's not going to pass inspection. So that's what we're doing. We're making sure we've got the right shades and colors to really nail the theme this year.
And at that point, there's a knock on your door. And standing there is one of your one of the other elves that you manage, whose name is Pringle. And Pringle is standing there with like kind of a handlebar mustache. He's a little Christmas elf, and he's holding a very large board with papers on it. Holly, just checking in real quick. There are some people complaining that we are jumping over Thanksgiving, moving right into Christmas. It is November 2nd, and should we really be putting up all of the Christmas decorations so soon? I mean, Thanksgiving is a major holiday for a lot of elves in the North Pole that happen to be fans of the American holiday.
Right. So we're Santa's elves, not the turkey's elves. So we have to make sure that we're ready for Christmas. Not only do we have to get these toys out here to the kids, but we have to make sure we're keeping the Christmas spirit. We got to get started early. Come on, guys, let's go.
We got to get started early. Okay, I will let them know that they may be a little upset about that, but I will let them know. Thank you so much. Okay, yep. Very good. And he's just going to walk away and go back to work, at which point you will receive that text message summoning you down to the armory, and you will go.
Okay, I'm going.
Okay. The four of you find yourselves going down to the armory where it's a little bit darker. You guys don't come down here often. There's really no reason for you to be coming down here. It's kind of odd for you to be summoned down. There's plenty of other things that you need to do during the day-to-day. But you find yourselves standing there, and there's really kind of no one else around. And it's this big open, like, military-sized hangar with all kinds of elf weaponry, but like Christmas elf weaponry, not Lord of the Rings, like candy cane guns and things that are cartoonish in nature. And so you find yourself standing there, and there's one elf who's standing ahead, who looks like he thinks he's a military general, and he might be, but he certainly looks like it, wearing the full outfit and attire. And he looks at all of you. He says, "All right, thank you. Welcome. There is a job for all of you. You have all been summoned by Santa himself. My name is Sergeant Fruitcake. You may remember me. You may not. I don't care. There is a task for all of you. Do you have any questions for the task?
I'm too busy
like...
shaking.
Gustavo's vibrating.
I don't care. I'm not answering your questions. Now, pay attention. And he goes over, and there's a big dry erase board there that has like a ridiculous amount of notes on it with tactics of where you're supposed to go, but it's like scribbled, so you can't really read it. And so he goes over. He says, "The Halloween monsters are refusing to go back to Halloween Town, so we have a serious problem. We need all of you to help wrangle these monsters." Now, you might be thinking, why have we summoned you, and why has Santa asked for you specifically? Well, it's because
I was actually thinking, why did we have them here in the first place? They're Halloween
monsters. Well, we don't have any control over the Halloween monsters, but we are the ones that go in and take care of things when they get out of line.
They just show up.
Well, it's Halloween. It was 2 days. We're 2 days past Halloween.
Gustavo has a question.
Yes, Gustavo.
At this point, I'm just erasing half the whiteboard and starting a tic-tac-toe.
Why are you not wearing pants?
Rolled odd. It was the start of the day.
Rolled odd. We can't have a 50% chance of no pants, Gustavo.
That's how it rolls. Do you want to play tic-tac-toe or not?
You are erasing the board. I have battle tactics on the board.
Well, now we have
battle tactics on the board.
As long as the battle takes place in a grid of 3 slots, vertical and horizontal, we're going to be okay.
Yes.
X in the top right. Let's get this game done.
Gustavo, you think you're better at tic-tac-toe than I? I disagree with you. And now he goes on like a big hand just erases his own tactics, and he puts the tic-tac-toe board up. Go ahead. I'll defeat you. No problem. I'm a tactical genius.
Well, we're getting off track right now, so I'll take your lead again.
Stop laughing, Gustavo, and get the game done.
I'm distracted again. What's going on? Why are there people that are in the town?
There's an argument about tic-tactics right now. It's very important.
Tic-tac-ticks.
Holly, Lolly, I need you to roll me. So this is with the so I sent over, you have the D20 dice. So you'll roll the dice, and then there's on the character sheet, there's like, you'll see that there's a +1, +2, +3. So I need you to roll me an intelligence check. So it's the dice roll, and then it will be +3.
Okay. 21.
On a 21, as Sergeant Fruitcake is very much distracted, messing with Gustavo, you notice that there is a table set out with a list of like what looks like dossiers, these files, these folders that are sitting out, and it has 4 folders on them and then one that's opened. And as you go over and look over, you can kind of see that there's the one folder that's opened. You can see that there's a list, and you're seeing that there are elf names, and they are crossed off. And then under it, you see that it says it's Task Force 7, and it has your names on it, and that has been circled.
Oh no! The previous task force didn't make it.
The previous 6.
Oh no!
So much for tic tactics. My God.
Oh my goodness!
I'm a tactical genius. I said the best. Well prepared.
We're like,
you see, the kill bots have a pre-programmed kill limit.
I don't know.
So as you,
okay, all right. Go
do you tell anybody?
Oh yeah, I'm telling them. I want them to know what they're dealing with, and I'll motivate them to want to go into the fight because we're all better than the previous elves. Those guys couldn't even keep their uniforms in compliance anyway, and all of their houses. I mean, the Christmas spirit really wasn't there. So we're all way better. Except I'm worried about Gustavo not having on pants, but we'll overlook that. And I'm gonna tell them, and we're gonna push forward anyway.
Wait, Natalie, did you tell me that we're Task Force 7?
Oh, yeah, we're Task Force 7. We're going forward.
All right.
Yeah.
2 odds make an even, so I'm putting on pants.
Well, at least things have improved in that respect.
We're
Oh,
already
boy.
off to a great start, folks.
I tell you what.
I told you, David. Chaos is coming, buddy.
So, so with that, Fergus, what is Fergus doing while all this is happening?
Fergus is just kind of shaking his head and going, okay. So the plan is we go and you, while we're away, you're going to like start recruiting Task Force 8. Is that sort of how this works?
That is correct. Yes. So, I will explain to you what you are up against. Yes. So there are Halloween monsters that are refusing to go back to Halloween Town. And so what we have is a cartoonishly large catapult that we need to fling the Halloween monsters back to their homes. And now they are refusing to go. Some of them are refusing to go, but we need you to capture them alive and then fling them back to Halloween Town. That is your job.
Wouldn't it be more efficient to kill them and put them in the catapult?
Santa's rules. There is no killing. There is no killing. This is a charity stream for children. There are no killing monsters.
Okay. I barely understand that from my position as an elf of production and efficiency, but I understand.
We are going to go down a very slippery slope if we keep talking like that. Yes.
How are we on severe injuries?
I don't know, Ian. I'm gonna roll the dice.
The Batman rule, Fergus. The Batman rule. Crippled beyond reason, but still alive.
I totally accept that we're not killing the Halloween Town people, and I can't believe that I'm not the first one that was like, "Why aren't we taking them out?"
No, they must live. They must live. This
Mm-hmm.
is a PG stream. This is PG.
If it's PG, what happened to the elves with their names crossed off? Sergeant Fruitcake.
Well,
they retired.
They've gone missing. MIA. Missing in action.
Presumed dead.
Or as I like to say, missing in awesome.
They've been exiled. No, I've got the answer. They've been exiled to Thanksgiving Town, where like nobody really.
Oh,
cares.
a fate worse than death, then.
Yes, do not make jokes about Thanksgiving Town. Thanksgiving Town is incredibly dangerous. Have you ever heard of the turducken Hydra?
Turducken Hydra.
Have you heard of the turducken Hydra? It is a fate worse than death.
Oh boy.
You cannot defend the Thanksgiving overlords. So here's what we're going to do. We have assembled here one of Santa's sleighs for you to send you over to town. Now, I should remind you, this is a human town where you're not supposed to be seen. So you'll have to be as stealthy as possible and deal with these Halloween monsters that are causing a ruckus amongst the humans.
I do hate a ruckus.
Sergeant Fruitcake, let me tell you how well that idea of us not being seen is going to go. Just fair guess. Probably not that well.
I mean, all of the previous teams, even though they are missing and awesome, did not reveal themselves to the humans. They followed
That's
protocol.
pretty impressive, honestly. That's pretty efficient.
That's pretty efficient, isn't it? Yes.
They didn't live long enough to get discovered.
They didn't make it, so they're exiled. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
So what I'm going to do for you is, why don't you walk over here, and I'm going to outfit you all with weapons. And so now you will see that all of the weapons that are on your character sheets, you guys will pick up and attach. And then he's going to lead you over to a very large sleigh.
I hit Sergeant Fruitcake on the back of the head with a candy cane.
What was that
I'm
for?
the chaos one. What are you doing?
You
What
have
was that
struck me.
for? This is taking too
Oh, is
long.
that
This is taking too long. Excuse me. I dislike that very much. Now I'm going to have a welt on my head.
Well, I was trying to knock you out, so you succeeded better than you could have hoped.
You're trying to incapacitate me. How's that efficient? I should be filing a transfer to send you to the chaos department.
Well, I'm dragging behind me a
Please don't. We
laughably
want him to
large
keep his pants on.
blunderbuss. No, I'm dragging behind me a laughably large blunderbuss that is in a swirling red and green barrel. And it's a proper shade of red. You know, Holly Lolly would approve of the red and green shades on this blunderbuss's barrel. So, but I'm just marching along.
And with that, you guys will walk over to what looks like a comically large sleigh. There's no reindeer there. Do you guys climb inside?
Yeah, let's
Absolutely.
climb inside. This sounds like a great idea.
Let's get into the giant sled.
And so now you guys are armed. You have jumped in the big red sleigh, and Sergeant Fruitcake walks over and he hits the coordinate buttons on the sleigh, and the sleigh begins to lift off, and the engine roars and it gets very loud. And then he says, "Oh, I should tell you, the one monster that is coordinating all of them has been eating all of the other elves. Okay, goodbye." And it takes off and flies away into the sky. And the sky actually opens up a very unique, very cool wormhole, and you guys fly through the wormhole and appear into what looks like a very simple Christmas town. But you know that this is a human town, so there are humans here. It is night. It kind of looks like my background here. It looks like a very nice little town. And this town, Holly Lolly, you'll notice right away that this town is very much decorated for Christmas immediately after Halloween. So
So the real loser here is Thanksgiving. Whatever happens, we've defeated Thanksgiving.
Christmas might be a bully.
We learn something new every day, folks. So you guys, the sleigh flies down and lands kind of off on the outskirts of this little town, and you're right in like behind a tree line so that the sleigh is kind of hidden. And so beyond this is a very quaint little Christmas town. And I'd like to know from you guys, what do you do?
Well, I see that the sleigh has several buttons on it. It looks like an elevator with all the buttons. So immediately just all the buttons lit up.
We're still in the sleigh, Gustavo.
No, we're jumping.
guys-
We're getting out. We're all getting out of this sleigh. So I just want the buttons I want the sleigh to go on a trip everywhere.
Oh no.
All right. Well, I hurl my body out of the sleigh.
You guys all jump out.
I leap out.
I leave out.
As you guys all jump out and Gustavo hits all of the buttons, they all light up. But what happens is a wormhole opens on top of the sleigh and combusts, and all that's left is now the sleigh is just parts and destroyed. It's just pieces now.
Thanks. Nice.
Just breaks into little pieces,
Well,
and you've
it's a good thing we
destroyed the
back up.
sleigh.
And
And now there is a smoke screen coming from it.
One or two. There's sleighs.
And well, now that your sleigh is destroyed,
Thanks.
looking out, you see that there is the town seems to be pretty asleep. Off in the distance, you see shadows moving through town. What do you do?
Wow, that was a $750 donation.
Wow.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Thank
Nice.
you.
Thank you, Bell Arcane.
What do you do about the shadows in town?
Let's
All right, we're distracted by the
let's
charity.
approach.
That we're
the,
distracted by the
shadows.
shadow cast by the $750.
I will follow
donation.
Fergus on his approach to meet with these undoubtedly well-meaning shadows.
Oh
Yeah, they seem friendly.
Mhm.
Okay. So as you guys come around the corner, you see that kind of like crawling through the main street of this town. It seems to be these pumpkins of a sort. You guys all peek around the corner. They haven't looked at you. They're just kind of rolling through town. But you see that they have long vines coming out of them. And so those kind of work like tendrils, and they're moving themselves using these big vines.
Mhm.
That's good.
They don't-
Because I might have been otherwise disturbed by the descriptive phrase regarding pumpkins that they haven't looked at me.
Well, they are moving and they are animated.
I get it.
Where are they moving to? Are they moving towards us or what?
So they're moving towards what looks like kind of a town center here, kind of a town square. There's a fountain in the middle of town, and they're moving towards the fountain.
Oh, they're trying to take over the Christmas town? with their pumpkin tendrils. Is that what's happening?
Holly Lolly
they're
just got offended. Offended. She just
Oh, they're
got-
coming after my town.
I'm throwing a grenade.
Oh,
Did you say you
right
did you get
at
a
it.
grenade?
You have a
Yeah, she has
grenade?
a grenade.
Grenade.
All right, so with that, everyone roll initiative.
Oh god.
Sure. I'll roll initiative.
11.
6.
I'll explain that in a second.
Yeah, wait, I rolled. Should I say what I did or what?
17.
Okay.
6. So just go ahead and roll a d20.
Yeah, I got a 20.
Oh, okay.
Natalie today.
So I got a 20. Is that good? Yeah.
What did
I'm
Fergus?
Assume based on your-
17.
Okay.
Yeah, for those that don't know, Dungeons and Dragons is a system. David, our wizard in residence here, is putting the order of our actions on a table against whatever the initiative of the pumpkin things might be, so that we know what order we move in when we fight them. This was initiated by Holly Lolly hurling what I can only assume to
Live
be
grenade.
a Christmas grenade.
I think she has to,
Pumpkin
there's-
monsters.
I think she has to read the description of this grenade.
Okay.
Yes.
Should I do that now? The
Go ahead.
gift wrap
It's
grenade.
up to you.
It's a ranged weapon attack, +3 to hit, and range of 20 feet, and one target, which is one of them pumpkins, all the tendrils. What is 1d6 and 1 fire damage in a 10-foot radius?
If
I
it
will
hits,
walk you
he's going to
through
make
that.
you
If it
roll
hits,
those.
Yeah.
Okay. Creatures in the area must make a DC 12 dexterity save to be blinded for 1 turn. Or
Oh, so it blinds
blinded for 1 turn. Sorry, I know I read that wrong because, when you're reading something, you don't understand what you're reading. But I still want to throw a grenade at them pumpkins because how dare they try to take over the Christmas town?
Okay, so it's a Christmas grenade that is trying to blind them. Did I
Yes.
get that correct?
Yes.
I don't want to blind
But
them.
Well, but it's also doing fire damage. So
Okay.
it's exploding, but it also
She's like, I don't want to
gift
blind them. I just wanted to throw a grenade at them.
I want to blow the pumpkins up.
All right.
I wanted a kinder, gentler grenade.
I am not going to object to this level of efficiency. Let's get it done.
To be expressly clear, you guys have flown over, you've landed. Gustavo exploded the ship, so now there's no ship to get out. And then you guys ran into town, and then the first thing you see, without even questioning it or finding out what it wants or talking with it, is grenade.
To be fair, it is a pumpkin that is walking on tendrils to the town. I don't really criticize Natalie's decision too much in this regard. It seemed to me to be the most efficient way of getting something done.
And that's
It
what we
could have a
love.
name. It could
does
have
seem
children.
appropriate.
It could have a personality. It could be a nice pumpkin. But
And
guess
look,
what? We're
I
not
don't
gonna
always-
find out because of grenade just exploded.
All of those
on top
things
of
could
it.
also be past tense. So
I don't always agree with Gustavo, but destroying the sleigh, there's no better way to become efficient than by burning the boats. So let's go.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, we don't have pumpkins in Christmas. Pumpkins are for Halloween. So it's just another symptom of Halloween overstaying its welcome.
Oh my gosh, this is great. So Natalie, here's what I need you to do. I need you to roll a d20
Okay.
and add 3 to it.
Okay. 11.
With the +3.
Yes, with the +3.
Okay.
Ouch.
So on an 11, so here's what happens. You pull it, throw the grenade over, and all of you hear what this just tiny little pop. It's just this little pop. It's not a big explosion, but on top of one of those pumpkins, boom. And the thing is, its entire body, save for the tendrils, the whole pumpkin body is wrapped tightly in paper. And so now what I need you to do is roll a d6, so a 6-sided dice, and then add 1 to it.
You need me to roll a d6.
Yes. So
Wait.
it's the 6-sided dice on the dice roller.
I know, but you know what I keep doing though is like adding more.
Oh, click the.
Oh yeah,
If you click them, they go
deflate.
away.
Yeah.
Oh, now I get it. I was like, oh no. Okay, roll. These kept coming. Okay, 4.
It's all
What
right.
I-
If you tell him 25 on a D6, he'll know.
Yeah.
Okay, what
all
am
right.
I adding to it?
And
You
then
said add
plus
something.
1.
5.
So you see this grenade explode, wrap the pumpkin tightly, and then just smoke starts coming from it. So you applied fire damage to this thing as well, and it is gift wrapped. And with that, the other pumpkin turns around and goes, "No!" and then starts rolling towards you, like picking itself up, kind of charging at you in a scary way. But with that, before it can get very far, it's Fergus's turn.
You know what? Fergus reaches into the bag that connects to the bin of extremely rejected toys and pulls out pulls out like one of those little electric flutes, like the ones that just have buttons. So it's a little sort of kid's noise-making toy.
Okay.
Pushes like 3 different buttons on it and then throws it at the pumpkins.
I need a strength check for throwing it.
All right, that's not my forte. But I got an 18.
Okay. So here's what happens. Do you want to explain the bag to everybody watching?
So the bag is a little it's basically a dimensional portal that leads to the giant bin of extremely rejected toys. The toys that are not just rejected, the toys that are like, this is a big problem. So reach in, pull out a random thing out of that, and see what happens when the elves really screw up.
So it's a bag of products liability claims.
Pretty much.
You just stick your hand in that, huh?
Yeah.
That seems like a risky assessment.
You take
Those
out
are
the flute
replaceable.
and you push the buttons on it, and for a second there, it sounds like the Willy Wonka little flute when he summons the Oompa Loompas, and then you fling it, and as it flies over and hits the pumpkin that was charging at you, it just kind of pops in this thunderous sound, which sends the pumpkin rolling backwards. And with that, I think roll 1d6, or I'm sorry, 1d8 damage.
And that is 7.
Okay, so 7 damage to the second pumpkin. And then so the pumpkin rolls backwards, and as it rolls forward again, what looked like a kind of angry face has been changed to a Snoopy. Because it's a jack-o'-lantern. It's because it doesn't have a mouth anymore.
Nice.
And with that,
Horrifying and
Gustavo,
funny.
it's your turn.
How far away is it one pumpkin left?
There's 2. Well, they're both still alive.
How
One
far
is
away are they?
smoking and gift wrapped.
Yes.
The other is a mouthless Snoopy.
Like creepy.
That's terrifying. And they're within 30 feet of us.
It is Halloween. They are within 30 feet, yeah.
Okay. So
I do love how Rob's got the D&D questions down.
I've learned, man. I've applied. You teach me something, I'm gonna learn. Let's see. Which one are we gonna go? We're gonna roll to see odd or even. Which one are we gonna attack? We're gonna go after the faceless Snoopy, and we're gonna run up to it, and we're gonna try to deploy the holiday blunderbuss.
Okay. And with that, let's see what happens. I need you to roll a 20-sided dice.
Oh,
You got this, Gustavo. You got this.
natural 1.
No, it's the opposite of having this.
As you run over, and like kind of pull a pose as you pull this gun out, and you go and pull the trigger, and there's like this kind of kickback from it, this very strong kickback. And what launches, and Fergus, you'll see this immediately, is just one of the teddy bears, which flies out, poops off of the pumpkin, and just lands there. Just
So not an exploding teddy bear, just a normal teddy bear.
just a normal teddy bear.
For the holiday blunderbuss, which is the weapon I just deployed, is it's a very unreliable weapon. It's very festively decorated, but it basically holds two types of ammunitions: toys or candy. And oddly enough, it senses the most inappropriate thing that needs to be deployed, and it deploys that most inappropriate thing at that time. So it would have been really helpful to shoot out just projectile candy, but instead it shot a very soft, plushy teddy bear.
On a one, it would.
What are you gonna do?
Launch the teddy bear. Yes. So that would be considered a miss. And now it is the pumpkin's turn. And the first one is going to go, and it's going to try to tear through with its tendrils. It's going to try to tear the wrapping paper off of its face. Let's see if it can. It rolled a nat 1 and cannot. So the tendrils just keep hitting it in the face, trying to pull the gift wrapping off, and it cannot free itself.
I want some burning damage there, man. It's on fire.
Well, it is on fire.
Right.
So it will take a handful of damage. Gus, it's your turn.
Fantastic. Well, while all this has been going on, I have sat my elf butt down and am writing all that I can find about this interaction on my tablet.
Oh my
while
gosh.
Also looking at some kind of stopwatch in my hand that was gifted to me by Ziggy, who, as I told you, was the former head of production and efficiency before something happened.
Before the accident.
And with that, I am going to continue to observe the fight.
Oh, so we're getting performance evaluations?
I just think it's the most efficient thing is to sit here and do nothing.
Oh, wow.
The Snoopy pumpkin goes and does a rolling charge that's going to try and hit as many of you as possible. So if you guys are in a line or close together, you might have to duck and dive from this. So I will say, for everybody, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, but to be clear, my plan is just to flop to the side. I'm sitting down.
Nat 1.
Fergus, you've been bowled over.
12.
Gustavo has been.
Do you want the base number or the number with the addition?
with the addition?
13.
Okay, and then Natalie, so it'll be a D20 roll plus 1 for you.
D20 roll plus 1. Okay. Eight.
So everyone except for Gus, who is sitting down, is able to gets hit by this. Rather, Gus, you just like kind of lean over and it just bowls past you. But because it was rolling through the snow, it has now accumulated snow, so it is now a large snowball, and the rest of you are stuck inside of the snowball as it rolls through.
I write this down on my tablet.
Each of you will take a whomping, crushing 8 damage.
Oh my gosh.
That
Seriously?
is massive. You guys take 8 damage from
this
ball crushing, because it makes a lot of passes. It's not just one pass. It rolls for a little while. So that's constantly getting hit.
My Reading.
I'm imagining this is making a bowling sound as it goes. So
yes, loud
good
bowling
luck,
sound,
guys.
and then, but as it hits each one of you, it sounds like a strike.
Or like bowling pins. That's funny.
Yes.
Wait, it sounds like a strike. It's demanding more wages, or
Okay.
Oh boy.
Halloween monsters.
Lawyer
unionize.
jokes, everybody.
I was like, that's such a freaking bad.
Equal pay for monsters. Okay, Holly Lolly, you are up. You are currently stuck inside of this snowball.
I'm stuck inside of a snowball.
Yes. What do you do?
Wow. Give me 1 second. I don't know. I can maybe summon like a gingerbread warrior to try to slash me out. Because they deal slashing damage in a successful attack. So if I'm successful, they could slash me out of the snowball, and then maybe
Okay.
mess up some of those pumpkins.
So to be clear for everybody watching, all of the elves have some kind of special option that they've got. Most of these guys have chosen them, but Natalie's is pretty special because she can summon gingerbread warriors. So this is kind of her like ultimate ability. So what's going to happen is, and Gus, you're going to see this, is that from the sky there's going to be 3 little wormholes that pop open, and you're going to see these gingerbread men, human-sized gingerbread warriors, fall out of the sky and boom, land with superhero landings. But Natalie, I need you to roll a D4, a 4-sided dice, to see how many you get.
Okay.
I gotta tell you,
have 1 to 4.
You could either have 1 or you could have 4, or up to 4.
When David told us about what this was going to be like, I imagined fewer wormholes.
Well, unfortunately, I only get 1 because I rolled.
That's a 1. So Gus, you look up and you see 4 wormholes open and 3 of them close, and then only 1 fall through.
Oh,
But we still get the superhero landing, right?
You still get the superhero landing.
He breaks his gingerbread leg, but yeah.
Well, he lands in the snow.
Okay.
It's fine.
He lands.
So
in
stands
the snow.
up.
Okay. He doesn't like lose one of his little gumdrop buttons or anything like that.
No, the gumdrop buttons are fine.
Not the gumdrop buttons.
Not the gumdrop buttons. He runs over, and because he's like life size, he's taller than all of you because you guys are Christmas elves. But he walks over and he picks up the snowball and just picks it up and then cracks it a little bit, just starts shaking it, and then hits it on the ground, and all 3 of you are freed from it, and he's now holding the pumpkin. And so the pumpkin is waving around its tendrils, trying to attack it, but it's holding it in place.
Good choice, Holly Lolly.
Nice.
I'm going to take some notes on that.
With that, Fergus, it's your turn. The pumpkin is restrained.
I've got a whole bunch of cold-based powers, which really don't seem to help me get out of a snowball.
Oh no, the snowball's broken.
Out.
You're all free.
You're out.
Oh, we're all free.
By a gingerbread man.
Yeah, you're all free.
We're free.
Then,
and the pumpkin is restrained.
Pumpkin.
Then let's fire a North Pole beam at Mr. Pumpkin.
I'm sorry, a what?
What?
North Pole beam.
That sounds very extreme. I'd love to know what that is.
I don't know if it's got an attack roll to it, or if it just does damage, but it says it.
Well, it should be. Oh, it's supposed to be a DC save, so I will roll for that. So
don't forget that he's disadvantaged. He is constrained by a gingerbread man.
So here's what just happened. So he's disadvantaged because he's restrained. It's a dexterity DC save. He rolled a nat 20 to save on it, but because he's disadvantaged, he has to roll again, and he rolled a 2. So that's full damage on the Northern Pole beam,
which is 2d6. That does 6 damage and halves his movement speed for a minute.
Would you like to describe what the North Pole beam looks like and how you demonstrate it?
So he just fires this beam of like cold and vaguely jingle bell noises as it travels.
Bell noises. That's great.
So here's the scene. So the gingerbread man is holding this pumpkin, which is trying to free itself, and Fergus gets freed and lets loose what I guess would be like Iron Man repulsor beams of North Pole frost blast. But I also imagine like a single finger, like it comes off the index finger,
sure.
Which hits the pumpkin, and the pumpkin freezes in place and just cracks in 2.
Yeah.
So much for no killing, am I right?
The gingerbread now looks down at the 2 halves like
it's like a robot. It doesn't count.
Did I do this? Did I do this on accident?
Oh God, you've given the gingerbread man an existential crisis.
I'm imagining the gingerbread man to be more like a sentinel from X-Men. Like it's not really sentient per se, you know, like I don't really know what's going on. He just came down to
They told me I was supposed to be a sentinel, but I have feelings now.
to the pumpkin.
This
Do
is
you
great.
know the Pumpkin Man?
The Muffin Man told me I wouldn't have these feelings anymore,
Poor Ginger.
but I feel everything. Existence is pain.
Oh, great! It's a nihilist.
Wait,
gingerbread
hang
man.
on. Holly Lolly, see if you can get approved for therapy from Gus.
Gustavo, it is your turn, and there's still one pumpkin left, but it's the one that's restrained. With
And
the,
also
terrified. Jingle
with
bell
the
bomb.
gift wrapping.
Throw the jingle bell bomb at the gift wrapping. So let's see. Let's roll. And we are going to roll a 9 to hit.
A 9 to hit is not going to be enough to hit. So what happens is, Gustavo, you see you throw the jingle bell bomb, which makes the little jingle noises and then pops in place, which just misses the guy. But what you do notice then, almost as a distraction, perhaps to why you rolled low, is that as you look up and you see the moon, there appears to be some kind of shadowy face on the moon looking down at you.
Not a Snoopy?
Not a Snoopy. And you just see it's kind of this reflection of the moonlight coming down very much lights the area. But as you look up, you see this kind of like grimace, like kind of smile on the moon. And you hear just kind of like faintly passing through the town, this kind of maniacal chuckle.
Wait, are we gonna have to fight the moon?
Hang on. I'm
This
shaking
might
my
be-
head and wondering if that's just the wear off of the espresso or what I'm seeing right now.
Give me roll a d20.
Nine. But would that be wisdom check or intelligence?
It
He
would
didn't tell you to
Constitution.
check anything.
Constitution.
It would
So
be.
11.
On an 11, it is not the espresso.
Okay, so it's not the espresso.
It's not the espresso.
All right. So I'm going to shout back to everybody else that I'm seeing this thing on the moon that is, well, I assume, can they hear it?
Well, you definitely can. I don't know if they can.
Okay. So at this point, I'm going to shout back to all of them and tell them what I just heard and saw.
Okay.
Probably
I write
will
it
doubt me,
down.
and Gus will write it down. That was what I was going to say. Gus was going
Yep.
to write it down.
I write it down.
Okay, so that's your turn. The pumpkin is going to try and free itself again. And it is going to roll a 15. And so the pumpkin frees itself. And now that it has pulled this gift wrapping off, you see that there's like blotchy spots where it's been burned from all of this fire. And it's going to look around very quickly. And it's going to see Gus sitting down writing. And it's going to open its mouth wide and launch like kind of this ball of molten pumpkin guts on you. And you can see there's seeds on it.
I do hate the pumpkin guts.
Pumpkin guts, and it is going to roll a 17 to hit you.
Wow.
It got me.
And you are going to take 6 damage as you get hit with all the pumpkin guts, and it smells really bad. And you don't know if it's like because it's hot, because it's like kind of molten-y, or if the smell is worse than the molten
It's
feeling.
still early, David. You don't have to do this description.
Hot lava
smelly
pumpkin guts. Let's do it, folks.
It's
Ah.
disgusting. Have you smelled jack-o'-lanterns like 2 days after you've carved
No,
them?
stop.
It's grotesque.
Oh my
That's what
god!
you're fighting. It's
No
2 days
more.
after Halloween. These guys
And
are
guys-
hanging on for dear life. They stink.
Rob is not hungover.
Okay. So and with that, it is Gus's turn. Gus, what do? You just got hit with all this pumpkin goop.
Yeah, I'm unhappy about this. I have to say, this is not
writing that
adding to our
down?
efficiency. I do write down what it smells like on my
Oh.
tablet. But then, as I raise to my feet, I cast my Holly Jolly Shield. And I have no idea whether that's related to Holly Lolly, but it is my Holly Jolly Shield. I'm going to surround myself with holly for a turn. Holly meaning the plant. not Holly the elf person.
Wow, what a coinky dink.
You now have you are surrounded with a barrier of holly. So if anything were to attack you, it would there would be side effects to that.
It's how I live my life.
Okay. Defending himself.
Laying down when we were all fighting. That was in writing in his tablet. I like where Gus is going with this.
Holly Lolly, it is your turn once more. There is still one pumpkin still alive, and you can also command your gingerbread man after your turn. So you take a turn, and then you could tell the gingerbread man what to do.
Oh, nice. Okay, great. So I feel even better about doing this. So I think that, even though Gus, we need efficiency, okay? And Gus is protecting himself. But he did get a lot of nasty pumpkin stuff on him. So I don't think that has really been helped. So I have something called eggnog elixir, and I would like to give that to Gus because he's close to me. He's standing within 5 feet of me.
Okay,
Isn't that the best Christmas spirit? That's wonderful.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so you offer an eggnog elixir to Gus. Gus, do you drink it?
Yes, absolutely. I
So
always
you
drink
will
gifts given to me.
You will regain 1d8, which is 5. You will get 5 hit points back. And you
Fantastic.
have advantage on strength and constitution saves for the next 10 minutes.
Nice. So now that
Gustavo, give Gus 15 espresso shots.
Give Gus all the espresso shots and then the eggnog elixir and just walk through all the enemies. Okay. And then what do you want to do with the gingerbread man?
Okay, so I'm gonna first, again, because I'm in charge of decor and things like that, make sure I throw some tinsel and glitter in the air just to kind of balance out the Christmas feelings. And then I am going to
Cleanse the Halloween vibes.
going on. Yeah, we have to counteract that. And so what I'll do is I'll command my gingerbread man sentinel to crush the remaining pumpkin.
Okay.
Wow. So spread some Christmas cheer and then immediately choose violence.
Yes. He'll be okay.
Okay.
We'll turn him into a pumpkin pie. It's fine.
Is it a violent act for a giant gingerbread man to step on a monstrous pumpkin? I'm not so sure.
I don't think so. I feel like it's almost like a recipe because I feel like gingerbread and pumpkin pie would go really, really well together. It's fine. Totally fine.
The gingerbread man walks over slowly, kind of hulking over, and then lifts its foot up and just goes, pumpkin pie, and then foot down and rolls 6 damage and very clearly embeds its foot directly in this creature's face. You see the tendrils flop around a few and then die.
Non-lethally, though.
It did not die. It did not die. It's grievously
snapping.
wounded.
It's just
Is that a
permanently
flesh wound?
unconscious.
It's the Batman rule, crippled permanently. But
Now
not
wait a minute.
dead.
We froze and cracked one in half. Are we sticking to this?
Yeah, it's got a flesh wound.
Yeah, just warm it up a little bit.
It's just mildly inconvenienced.
All right.
Okay, so yes, the encounter has been completed. Now, Natalie, the warrior gingerbread man will stay there until it dies. So it has a very low hit pool. So if it dies, but you could summon more of them later on.
Oh, okay.
That's just how they work because they're
I
sentinels.
was growing kind of attached to him. I didn't like that. Okay, good.
I was growing attached.
Don't
Maybe
mess
you
with
could
Natalie's
use your
gingerbread man.
Maybe you could give him a semi-permanent order to help decorate the town in some way.
Yeah, something like retire him nicely at the end. Okay, I'm
Deck
listening.
the halls with pumpkin guts.
Gustavo, you the encounter comes to a close, and you see that there's that shadow on the moon, and you see that it starts making faces, and it's looking down at you, and you hear this faint whisper, kind of like piercing through the air, and Also, the rest of you will now hear this as well, but Gustavo's the first one to notice it. You guys will now be able to look up and see, and he's told you. And there's very clearly a creature, something smiling on the moon, this shadowy figure on the moon. And you just hear it whisper, "You will all taste great, just like the others. Delicious elves."
You gotta admit that's
I'm gonna walk the
off-putting,
opposite
guys.
direction. I'm just gonna walk in the opposite direction. I'm not gonna
Fergus,
say anything. Just gonna
the
walk
shadow
off.
on the moon just said it's going to eat you. What do you do?
I'm guessing the moon is too high up to throw a toy at.
Yes.
Fergus will sort of look up at the moon and just
Rude.
Was there a hand gesture that I missed from Fergus?
There was a hand gesture.
Okay, got it. I didn't see it.
Gus, there's a shadow on the moon saying it's going to eat you. What is your quick reaction? Augustus. Good Lord, there's two Gusses.
There's like 3 Gus's. Fergus.
There's Gus.
Yeah, there's a lot of Gus's here.
Gus.
I like that we noticed that at an hour and 10 minutes in.
Yeah,
But
I saw people in chat pointing it out, but I was like, no, there's Gus, and then there's Gus. I know the two differences until I just said it.
all right, so I'm up. Is that accurate?
Yeah. What is your reaction to the shadow on the moon trying to eat you?
I suspect you know. I'm going to write down exactly what the monstrous shadow said.
Son of a.
It's going in the report.
Nuts.
Yes, and then I would like to have a group meeting, and I just want to convey how pleased I am with the actions that everybody has taken today.
And then we're scheduling another meeting. So is it a meeting to have a meeting?
Oh my god.
No, the other meetings are already on our schedule. We don't need to schedule another meeting unless we're going to change those meetings. And then we would, of course, have to schedule a meeting to do
All of
that.
our phones are getting calendar update invites for somehow
in real time.
in real time.
Because he doesn't need a phone. He has Christmas magic.
Yep. And it's like our meetings are being pushed later and later in the day because we're still here.
I just want to say I appreciate you all, and I really respect what you've done today.
Yeah. Holly Lolly uses Christmas magic to summon warrior gingerbread men. Gus uses Christmas magic to schedule Microsoft Teams meetings. We are not the same. Oh gosh,
It hurts. It hurts.
All right, so you see
This
before
meeting
you
should have been an email.
you see that there is there's kind of the town here is a little messy. You've messed up that pristine Christmas snow a little bit, you know, when the snow first falls, and you don't really mess with it. So it looks like people have been running in the snow and making snowballs already. But you have rectified any kind of Halloween threat, which is good. But what you see now is that the kind of town line continues off into where the like residential area is, down a little bit. And you see, as you're looking up, that the shadow on the moon kind of shifts a bit and it changes. And you see kind of flying from almost what looks like behind it, imagine, is a very large bat creature that flies down. It doesn't come down in front of you. It flies down from there and into you you just kind of hear a soft thud of a landing as it lands in the like what looks like the next part of town. And you could very clearly hear some kind of a commotion over there, like gasps and oh no, something is happening over there. What do you do?
Now, when you described this was just a standard town. So I imagine there are coffee shops on the corner of everything.
Absolutely.
I'm feeling fatigued. Can I break into a coffee shop and steal some espresso?
It's open, Gustavo.
No, it's not open. I thought it was the evening.
No,
the moon is
night.
out.
Yeah, the moon is out. It's nighttime. Yeah, the town is closed. It's like a Christmassy quiet night. Yeah.
So I'd like to break into a coffee shop and steal some
To your-
espresso.
to
Not
your
the
left,
actual liquid espresso, just the beans and the raw granulated coffee.
To the left, you see Kyle's Beans, and it's a coffee shop.
Awesome. So I'm going to break into that if I can. And I'd like to just snort some rails of coffee, ground coffee.
He's just a real big fan of Sabrina Carpenter, folks. I don't know what to tell you.
It's a children's show.
Oh, so we're just gonna eat the ground coffee. That's what we're gonna do. Just eat it. We're not disregard any of that. That's not a thing that's done, people.
It's not really a kid's show. You can go ahead and do a rail of coffee. It's great.
What does that mean, Mommy? What does railing coffee mean?
I mean,
Wait,
just so long as he's not boofing it, we're good.
Why is Gustavo snorting coffee? What does that mean? Yeah,
Not even Gustavo knows.
I would. What do you do as far as you approach the door? It's glass windows. It's a glass door. What do you do?
I'm gonna roll the dice, and if it's an odd number, then I'm gonna try and pick the lock. If it's an even number, then I'm just gonna smash the glass. I think
Understood.
This is a good tactic. So we're rolling. Odd number. Damn it! I'm gonna pick the lock.
Nice.
Okay.
I don't think you're supposed to be invested in one of the options there, Director of Chaos.
Right.
But you have a plan as to how it's gonna play out, and then it just doesn't play out that way.
I think he was wanted the
Then-
more chaotic option. That's what that was.
I'm beginning to think this whole Director of Chaos thing is a bit of a put on.
Oh.
Create the character that you want to play.
Doing rails of coffee is what he wants to play. So I need a dexterity check from Gustavo,
Okay.
which is a +0, so just a D20, flat D20.
You got this.
13.
So you have a hard time picking the lock at first, but then, bless you,
Oh, pardon.
God bless America. As you go and you pick the lock and you pop it open and it does come to and you're able to get the door open. And you go inside and there is a tremendous amount of coffee supplies here. And I'd like to know what you do with all the coffee supplies. There's full beans there ready to go. There's no one else in here. It's dark.
Oh, it's beautiful. So we're gonna make our own blend. We're just gonna take some of the bold blend, some of the bond blend. We're just throwing in the coffee grinder, and it's gonna spit out. It's gonna be fantastic. And then I'm gonna take a candy cane straw out of my pocket. So I think that I mean that's just a natural thing to carry around.
You walk around with it.
And
You're
I
an
do.
elf, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. fair
I
enough.
mean, you wouldn't just take a straw from the coffee shop where they might have
No,
them.
that's not. I don't trust those. Plus, I like the peppermint. I like the peppermint feeling it has on the inside of the nose. You know, when you use it for certain purposes.
Oh, I forgot that you were gonna like the hot cocoa with a straw that you're gonna sit with. I'm like, what? Your nose?
Yeah. So we go back behind the counter. We sanitize the counter because cleanliness.
Safety
And then
first.
safety first. and we line up a total of hang on, let me roll, see if it's an odd number of rails or an even number of rails.
And while you do that, we're going to do a fade out and cutaway to everyone else while you complete that off screen.
Yeah. We're like
Oh,
standing
yes.
at the door, sort of waiting for you to finish.
And the rest of the team, including the gingerbread man, are standing there watching you. And you just, from the gingerbread, somebody, wow, he's got a problem.
The poor gingerbread.
It is
My phone
Rob's
just-
character doesn't snort a magic tree or a coffee bean or anything else challenge. folks.
Yeah.
My phone just pinged with an email from HR.
Hey, he's a Christmas elf. It's Dungeons and Dragons. It's not real.
Fergus
I'm
will go
hearing-
and just like pick up the hot water machine and carry that. That could
Fergus,
be
you take
useful.
the hot water machine.
Yeah, that could be useful.
Okay, you successfully get the hot coffee machine, the hot water machine. Okay. With that, I need Augustus. What are you doing while all this is going on? Do you continue down the path a little bit?
Oh no, definitely not. I have joined them in the coffee shop. I am currently writing down that I need to inquire when I get back as to whether there is actually a chaos department in our organization.
Oh my gosh. Augustus,
All
I need you
signs
to roll
point to
me,
no.
roll me an investigation check, which is intelligence. So plus your
Okay,
intelligence.
you got it. It's a 3.
You see nothing else out of the ordinary. He's definitely a Christmas elf and not a leprechaun in disguise.
Hmm.
Well, then I'm going to take a seat and I'm going to continue writing down my observations.
Hmm.
Okay. Time will pass here. And Holly Lolly, what are you doing in that time where Gustavo is inquiring about coffee grounds? Fergus is stealing. You guys are robbing the coffee shop.
Hold on now. I'm just breaking and entering.
And you have this faint memory of like, and they gave Keebler elves a bad name.
This is
Well,
why Force 1 through 6 lost.
So Holly Lolly, what do you do in this meantime?
Yeah, so in this meantime, myself and the gingerbread man are standing sentinel outside, of the coffee shop, because although we don't necessarily endorse Gustavo's activity, we want him to be in a safe environment while he does it. So we don't want anyone to come in and break it up. And
Look out.
And I'm making sure that the gingerbread man is looking out at the beautiful town and not into the coffee shop. I don't want him to actually see what Gustavo's doing, because Gustavo's being a bad influence. But we're also protecting Gustavo so he doesn't get busted.
Hey, what are you doing there?
And the gingerbread man are doing.
Okay. So you guys will hang out at this coffee shop, breaking and entering and consuming and stealing. And all of the other charges that would be brought if you were normal humans and not Christmas elves. And time will go on, and eventually you'll hear
David plans.
Eventually you'll hear more commotion coming from down the street. Should you choose to investigate it, there is even a hint of screaming coming from down there. Whereas before it was gaps and concerns, and now there's definitely someone yelling.
I would like to offer that perhaps we should inquire as to the nature of the problem down the street.
Let us go.
I
Let
take
us
off sprinting down the street. I'm
Great.
now wired.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. As you guys leave, just walk out. Do you close and lock up the door?
No, I have sprinted. I am gone. I am just bouncing off the walls.
Okay.
I am locking the door with a Christmas tassel.
For the police to remember us by.
So you're leaving a mark of like, we were here. We know.
Yeah.
So you know we were here. Okay. But so here's what happens. As you guys all finally leave the coffee shop, you'll see that bat creature flies overhead again. Like flies overhead. Now this time, instead of coming from down where, instead of you guys continuing down the road, it flies over past you guys, and now you see it fully, and it is this very, very large bat creature, but it has like kind of large claws and hands that can move, and its wings are attached to its arms, and it flies over, and with it you can feel like a kind of gust of wind hitting you, and it's pretty powerful, not to move you or anything, just that it's powerful. And you can see from the claws on its feet, it is holding 2 other elves upside down, and they look like they've taken a beating, and he's flying over. And as he's flying over, he just tosses the 2 of them into 2 different directions. They land on top of buildings. And as it looks down, it kind of sees you. And then it circles around, and it is now flying around, and it is eventually going to come after you guys. And so now I turn it over to you. What do you do?
Holly Jolly Shield again.
Okay.
That Department of Efficiency is really only efficient for himself.
I like to say I put the me in efficiency, which Ziggy said never made any sense, but I think it does.
He's efficiently failed to accomplish anything, which is really the nature of bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Yep. It's got a lot of notes, and we got a lot of counter invites for meetings.
The irony of
And
the
I'm just sitting
Department
there like, ignore. Snooze notification.
So
Remind me when. Never.
Augustus, you have cast the shield on yourself, which is great. Holly Lolly, you have one of the gingerbread active, and the rest of you, everybody roll initiative. We haven't triggered the initiative, but I'd rather have it ahead of time.
17.
17.
I'm rolling 20.
Yes.
Okay.
Just a flat 20.
18.
Wow, all high rolls. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. You guys step out from the coffee shop. Those two other elves go flinging off into the other way, and you see that this bat creature is now flying off, but it's circling around. And it's eventually going to come and connect with you. You don't know. You're assuming that it's going to attack. It looks like the other Christmas elves were kind of like bloodied and beaten up. You could see that they were like very much scratched up, and you heard screaming coming from down the road. As you guys look off in the distance on top of one of the other buildings, one of the elves that's up there is just going to roll off and then go poof, landing into snow. He doesn't look like that the fall hurt him, but he definitely rolled off into a big pile of snow. What do you guys do for that guy? Do you go over to him? Do you call?
I do
to
not.
This is surprising. No,
The predictability here is really,
I do nothing.
I
did
sit
not
down
say
and take
that.
notes. I bring up my chisel and my notepad, and
I have a number of plans.
all of
carefully written
which
down.
will be revealed in the fullness of time. And the fullness of time, we mean sometime between now and the heat death of the universe.
Yeah.
But more towards the heat death of the universe than to now.
I observe that the elf fell off a roof. I write it down on the tablet.
After an uncomfortable amount of time of you all standing around and looking, you hear him, help.
Oh,
Help, help, please.
Do you like fruitcake, sir?
I'm glad he's okay.
The gingerbread man is sitting there in horror.
Excuse me, Mr.
I'm learning so much.
And bruised elf. I'm sorry, but your clothes are not in regulation.
Neither is my body. I've been attacked. I'm in a lot of pain.
Maybe
If you like fruitcake, I have some fruitcake.
The elf is getting a write-up.
He is a
Help me.
All right, I'm gonna help him. Can I help him? Can I help him?
You can't. Yes.
Okay.
You go over and you can see he's got like very much a black eye, and he looks like he's been beaten up, and he doesn't really have any weaponry on him, so he's like very much. Thank you. Do you help him up?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna deride him again for not being in his, proper uniform and the colors not being right. But I'm gonna help.
Are
him
you
out.
writing up a citation on me for not having the right color code?
I'm judging you.
this
you.
blood
You're
needs to be a much brighter color to fit with our Christmas theme.
That's right.
Can you do something a little more arterial and less venuous?
I think I have internal bleeding.
All right. Well, I'm gonna help you up.
My name is Peppermint, and I was part of the 4th team that came out here. We didn't know what we were going to be fighting, and it just kind of beat us up. Almost everybody else has been eaten by the grumble grizzle.
I'm sorry, the what?
The grumble grizzle. Didn't they
The
give
Huzzle
you the
Wuzzle?
files?
I will write down Grumble Grizzle.
They didn't tell you
You're
what you
gonna
were
ask
up
for
against?
spelling.
We did not get told what we were up against. We believe there were some folders on a desk, but we were uninterested at the time.
Well, I'm sorry to be the ones to inform you. The Grumble Grizzle is a very powerful Halloween monster. We were told that we had to capture it and send it back. We were unable to do that, and it ate the rest of my party. I think my pinky here is broken. I think I'm having some trouble moving my legs here. I'm in bad shape.
It
Can I
all seems
reset? I'm
very.
gonna reset the pinky. I'm gonna reset the pinky right there on the street. I'm really.
You need a D20 roll. Wait, you need a D20 roll.
This could go terribly. Nat 20. 20.
Oh,
I was figuring Augustus is going to try to turn him off and then on again. Oh, wait, no, that would be doing
if you rolled anything other than like a 15 and up, it would have been the wrong pinky that you reset. It would have very much been wrong pinky.
It's like the other one. You're like, oh, whoops.
There's Gustavo.
Yeah, Gustavo, you run over and click his pinky back in. Wow, that didn't hurt very much at all.
Okay, I guess we should try to find this thing that we're trying to attack, right?
Which SEAL team are you guys?
We're a task force.
Task force, SEAL team. We're Christmas elves. What's the difference?
Yeah.
Apparently nothing
Elf
for
team.
you. You failed.
Peppermint.
Or elf team 7.
There's a term called punching down, and I feel like you're doing it right now.
I would never deign to punch.
Clearly not. You look very much unscathed, but your friends here have seen combat.
I will
Is
have
that you
to
that
go
smells?
further.
Man, there is a stench in the air right now, and I don't think it's any of them.
I was hit by pumpkin guts. Do not tell me I have not been
dodge that?
involved.
You didn't.
You know what happens after this is all over? You know what happens after all this is all over? A report is filed. And if there isn't somebody making that report, then we don't have the information that Task Force 8 or 9 or 10 will need to not find themselves as big of a failure as you.
Oh,
You know what? And all right, at this point, Peppermint is looking a little like he's having it. He's had a day and he's starting to lose it. And he's not good with HR. Okay, coming down on him right now. Do you understand, Mr. Augustus, sir? You understand why we're in this problem? It's because a report was filed that the Halloween monsters needed to go back and it wasn't pushed through properly. And so now we're in this predicament, and it's all because of a reporting problem.
Who did that? Who didn't report it properly? Give me a name.
Oh, now you
the
want to do
Department of Efficiency.
The Department of Efficiency. Who didn't report it properly?
I wasn't the one that
Augustus
filed
guy?
the report. I just know that that's the problem.
You filed the report.
No, I didn't file the report. I know that it was a report problem. I didn't
If
file
you
it.
didn't file the report, how do you know it was a problem?
Because that's what the last SEAL team said before they were eaten.
Sounds like everyone's blaming everyone else, and that's not what we do here.
At that point, the other elf falls off the other house. But as he's falling, the bat creature finally comes around and snatches him up again, and
eats him.
begins to eat him. Yes. Oh no! Peppermint too.
They're both named Peppermint.
Peppermint 1 and Peppermint 2.
Was there a shortage of names at your department?
There certainly was.
Gee, you mean like
Wait till you
dust?
see Peppermint 56. How many Christmas names are there? There aren't many. With that, the creature is going to fly around after eating the other elf and land on top of the building and look down at you. And you just hear it kind of growl out. You look as delicious as the others.
I probably taste like coffee. So I don't know that you're going to enjoy that, but I'm thinking
I run directly up to it.
Okay.
I run directly up to him because this is what efficiency means. And I let him get a big whiff of pumpkin guts
Oh yeah.
and ask him what he thinks of that.
All right, I'm going to roll for this. He's going to roll a Constitution check to see if he's disgusted.
Or if he likes pumpkin spice.
I mean, he is a Halloween
There's
creature.
no spice. It's just guts.
You
Yeah, he
are the
doesn't like-
spice.
He doesn't like this. He
doesn't
rolled a
like
6.
this.
He doesn't like this, and he
Oh.
rolled a 6.
Man Bat will remember that.
To which the creature just like kind of leans back a bit and then leans down and tries to fling you away. But to do that, it uses a sonic screech, emitting a piercing scream with reverberating echoes. And Augustus, I need you to roll a Constitution save.
Okie doke. I save with a 20.
Okay, so you do not suffer the negative status effect, but you are blown backwards 3 squares, so 15 feet. So you're blown back 15 feet, but you do not. You are not deafened, so you do not lose an attack or a disadvantage. You don't have disadvantage on your attack, and so with that, we trigger. The combat begins. The creature is going to try to eat all of you, including Peppermint 1, who is still there and is part of this encounter.
Mhm.
Can we move to get behind Peppermint 1?
You are all standing next to Peppermint 1 except for Augustus. So you got to think it's like a street. So you guys are in between.
Oh, okay.
You guys are in the street. You guys are on one side, Augustus and the creature on the other. So they're on the other side. Augustus, it's your turn. What do you do?
What do I do? Well, I write down that it did not like the pumpkin smell, as I suspected, and that its screech has no effect on elves whatsoever. Then,
That's efficient.
then I take out my candy cane
Okay.
and I smash a nearby window.
Did you just take my job? Are you gunning for my position right now?
I'm not
We're
even
not
sure you have a position, Gustavo.
Exactly what I was about to say.
Augustus, I need you to roll an attack to hit +4. So it's your Candy Cane Crush +4.
You got it. 14.
Yeah, you successfully smashed the window. Is there a desired effect you're trying to do, or you're just smashing windows?
I believe that since this monster just screeched at me in a sonic way, that loud noises might negatively affect it, because I have been taking information down for my report, which is how you efficiently handle monsters.
Oh, he's
Are
such
we
a
sure
fucking
you're not just
bureaucrat.
doing vandalism?
Oh my god. Oh.
Because I kind of feel like you're
so
just
annoying.
using vandalism as an excuse to not
Yeah.
do anything.
Yeah.
To be expressly clear, even the gingerbread man is disappointed.
He's like, next, I'm gonna key some random guy's car because that might offend the monster.
You know what? Why don't you commission a study, commission a report? Just
And it's like on my
All right.
screen, Augustus and Gustavo are right next to each other, and their roles are so opposite. It's awesome.
All right, Holly Lolly, it's your turn. You see there's the bat creature on the other side of the road, and
Yeah.
you watch as Augustus does nothing but take out a candy cane and smash a window,
Yeah.
which does nothing.
All right, narrator. I do not appreciate the meticulous attention to detail and information taking being described as nothing.
It's
You hear,
accurate.
you hear the shatter of glass and nothing else.
Okay, so you said it's across the street,
Yes.
the bat creature.
Yes.
All right. So first and foremost, it's nearing the end of this Sentinel's this I keep calling him a Sentinel. This
Well,
gingerbread
that is what he is.
He's
Yeah.
taking the name Sentinel now.
lifespan. His time is expiring with us, but he's still with us. I think this is his last turn that he's with us. And I want to set a good example for him of what Christmas is all about and the Christmas spirit, because I'm Holly Lolly. And so I throw a gift wrap grenade at the bat that's across the way, right? Because my gift wrap grenade, if I'm lucky, has a 20-foot range, right? And so I really want to smash this thing to smithereens to show the gingerbread man sentinel what it's all about. And also Augustus, how you actually do some damage to your enemies.
So before I have you roll for that, there is a there is a thing. The grenade has a radius, which means it can hit more than one target. So to be explicitly clear, you can choose whether to throw it where Augustus could be hit by this also, or you could move out of the way to make sure Augustus is not hit.
Roll the dice. Well, you know what I mean.
I'm not the chaos. I'm not the chaos person. Okay, here's something I've never assessed. Is Augustus's uniform in full Christmas compliance? And
I mean, it's going to be based on that.
I think you need to roll a d20 to find out.
Okay, so I'm going to roll a d20 to find out whether or not Augustus's uniform is in full compliance. Odds,
I also need Augustus to roll a check to see if he is.
Okay. So odds he's in compliance and even he's not? Okay.
Well, it'll be
that's
a roll
just
off.
That's me.
Crazy. I rolled a 16, David.
Okay. So I'm going to roll now?
So you roll now, and I'll tell you what the difference is.
A 20.
So, Holly Lolly, as you're looking at Augustus's uniform, it is in compliance. However, the stains from the pumpkin guts technically make him out of compliance, but he is compliant in the fact that his uniform should be correct. But it now is out of compliance because it is stained. So it is a technicality of battle damage.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to need you to be in the blast radius.
Yeah. Because you had the chance to clean yourself up, but you chose to do a bunch of other foolishness. So.
I was taking notes.
Oh, no.
Just like people always telling their kids to get off those damn tablets. Get off the tablet. You are so busy on the tablet, you clean yourself up. So he's going to have to be in the blast radius.
I want it understood that is a choice. You can move the little gumdrop to the left or what have you.
Is this the first time in like one of our games? I think this might be the first time we have direct PvP where player versus player happens.
And leave it to me. I'm so sorry. I'm always so unnecessarily contentious.
Which is very, very funny.
So you lit me on fire once, so it's all right.
Okay.
That's true. Natalie, I need a D20 roll and then add 3 to it.
Okay.
What kind of damage is this, David?
It would be fire damage.
Okay.
If it hits, but it might not hit you.
It's probably not going to hit. A 10?
10 total?
10
will not hit the creature, and I don't think that hits Augustus either. No, it doesn't.
It's running against AC, right? No.
Yes. Yeah.
You missed.
So it was just a wake-up call for you guys. A warning shot. Maybe it's good that it didn't hit.
Augustus, you are aware that you were in the blast radius for that. Gustavo, in return, and you have seen all of this happen dating back to the candy cane which smashed the window. What do you do?
You know what? We're gonna do conventional. I think we're gonna be chaotic in that we're actually gonna do something that makes sense. We're going to throw mistletoe mist.
Ooh.
So it's tinsel that sprays a mist of enchanted mistletoe.
Of course you have tinsel.
Yes, of course. I do.
Who doesn't
Just
carry
did-
tinsel?
I just did lines of espresso. I have tinsel everywhere. That's a DC save for you.
Okay, I need to pass a 15, and I didn't with a 14.
Okay, so you are unable to take any hostile actions against the tinsel. So you're charmed for a full minute.
Okay, so anything within that 15-foot cone. So as long as it's in, so you've just created a kind of a barrier of tinsel where if any, it can't attack while inside of that cone.
Yep.
Okay. Good move, Fergus.
Let's throw a. I reach in and I pull out a Red Ryder BB gun.
You'll shoot
But
your eye out.
This is the misfit version.
Yes, this is the extremely rejected version of the stereotypically unsafe toy. So then let's lob it at the thing.
Wait,
Oh,
to be clear,
wait,
do you draw the gun? Do you
draw the
throw
gun and
the
throw it.
firearm at?
I throw the gun.
This might not be the most efficient way to handle the situation.
I need a
Take it down
strength
in your
check.
notepad.
I mean, I'd find the most efficient way. It's just I don't have a cop to nap in.
Go ahead, strength check.
My strength is awful. That's an 8. I have a -1 to strength.
So here's what happens. Because so you throw it and it doesn't impact the creature directly, but because you have no control over what this thing does, as you throw it, it lands, but it hits a button which actually makes the entire gun explode, and you very quickly realize that if you had pulled the trigger, it would have just exploded on your hand. But instead, it explodes onto the bat creature, and the creature will take a whopping 5 damage from the explosion.
We're on our way,
And
folks.
it's a flurry of BBs that fly out of the BB gun.
Now I'm only 3 feet away. I'm still fine on this.
What's on the other side?
Okay.
So I imagine you're on the right side of it. If from where we are standing, and we as in I'm Peppermint as well. So where we're standing, you're on the right side, and then he just threw it to the left, or at least that's how I imagined it.
That was nice of him to not.
So
put
yeah,
it directly in the black
generally
radius.
speaking, I would call an IED a misfit toy. That's not to be gifted.
With
Baby's
that,
first
we are-
IED.
Peppermint goes, and so Peppermint looks at all of you, and you notice that Peppermint has a very confused face, like, you guys, we're supposed to be like launching the creatures with the giant catapult. Don't you have the catapult?
He just ate your brother, literally 2 minutes ago.
He was adopted. We have the catapult here. We're supposed to be on protocol. We're not on protocol now.
Okay, new plan. We bait the creature onto the catapult with the peppermint.
Well,
And,
here, I just
No,
And so
Peppermint
he
is right. We have to
Peppermint
keep
goes
our
over.
eyes on the ball.
he rubs his hands together. He like blows into his hands for a second, and then kind of opens up and summons a giant catapult in the center of the street. And you see
Nice.
that the catapult is bolted down into the street.
That's
It's like
discreet.
it's going to be very hard to remove that later.
Mm.
We just have to get the creature to jump in there. Quick, one of you
No
jump in to
problem.
lure it in.
I was gonna say, why don't you give it a shot, Peppermint? Let's test it out.
Well, One
Yeah.
of you guys jump on there, and then we'll get the creature to jump
Augustus,
on.
we need a detailed report of the inside of that catapult.
Well, now you need reports.
It's going to end its turn, but Bat Squatch is going to go, and Bat Squatch is going to lean up, and it's going to try to swing at Augustus, but it does not understand that the tinsel that it's in is going to restrict its attacks. So as it goes to swing, it just is totally stopped by the tinsel, which completely negates all of the motion of its hands, and it doesn't attack you. It then tries to fly out, and let me see if it can escape by flying out. It cannot fly away, and it is stuck in place.
Ooh.
It is Augustus's turn.
I write down that the bat does not appear to understand how tinsel works, and I begin a long-form multi-page write-up of Holly Lolly and her complete disregard for her fellow elves' safety.
Don't worry, Holly. I'll show you where HR is when we get back to.
No, it's okay. I've already written him up for being covered in rotten pumpkin puree. I just didn't think about it.
Mutually assured destruction, Holly. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Augustus, is that your turn?
I should still have an action, but I assume I don't have any more windows to break, and the first one didn't work anyway. I'm going to throw a fruitcake at the catapult in an attempt to trigger it.
At the catapult?
At the catapult bucket.
Wait, why are we triggering the catapult when the thing isn't in it yet?
It's not in it.
Because it's efficient.
Don't do that. We're gonna have to reload it. It's gonna take a long time.
Yes,
I used my entire turn summoning that. Oh no, he already threw it.
Please, Gus, make better choices.
Roll to hit.
What could be more efficient than actually triggering the catapult?
Oh my gosh.
Actually
Getting in
triggering the
first.
catapult when there's a thing in it.
We have very different understandings of efficiency.
David is just like, I am never DMing for lawyers ever again. This is the
Augustus, I need
worst.
to know what the roll is.
It's a 9.
No, don't. As like slow motion happens and Peppermint tries to stop it, everybody's like, "What are you doing?"
In slow motion.
The gingerbread man that is before the gingerbread man fades back through the wormhole just goes. As the the fruit cake fling flies over, hits the center of the catapult, which launches it, and you just see the fruitcake fly through the air, and a wormhole opens, and you don't see what it looks like on the other side, but the fruitcake goes through, and the wormhole closes.
I'm pretty sure you just bombed Halloween Town with a fruitcake. This will probably be taken as an act of war, as is tradition whenever somebody gives you a fruitcake.
This is what provoked the Nightmare Before Christmas.
This is also for the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Look,
What have you done?
We can't just go willy-nilly using a catapult if we don't make sure it works first.
As he willy-nilly uses a catapult to bomb Halloween Town.
I have an infinite supply of fruitcakes, so this was the most efficient solution.
It's going to take me forever to reload this thing.
Well, then you best get on it, Peppermint.
Okay, Holly Lolly, it's your turn.
I have an infinite supply of fruitcakes. Really comes off as like a threat or at least unappealing.
So after Holly Lolly sighs in exasperation and mourns the loss of her gingerbread sentinel, she what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a reindeer rush, right? And because it gives me a speed boost, or can give an ally a speed boost, I'm probably going to give that speed boost to Fergus, because I can't trust Augustus anymore. I'm probably going to give that speed boost to Fergus and hope that Fergus reloads the catapult with that speed boost, like he gets it all reloaded quick and fast with the reindeer rush speed boost.
To be clear, trust is a two-way street.
Sure.
And I had a grenade thrown at me before I did anything with a fruitcake.
Because you had broken the window for no reason. You didn't help anybody.
We didn't know how the bat would react.
Appropriate retribution. You broke a window, therefore I threw a grenade at you.
So should I roll for like how much reindeer speed we're gonna give to Fergus, or what? What do I do?
Is hang on.
David's
Yeah.
doing math.
Okay,
Oh,
so
no, not-
you've
He's not a lawyer, so it'll be okay.
Okay, I was about to say, oh no.
so no, it's 10 feet. So that would be, if you were looking at a grid, it would be 2 extra squares
Mhm.
and advantage on dexterity checks. So Fergus can now move an additional 2 squares to move a little bit faster on his turn. So that's your action, and then we jump over to Gustavo.
Blunderbuss. So
Okay,
rolled a hit.
roll to hit.
18. Yes.
Okay, Gustavo. So what happens is you step forward and you hold up your blunderbuss and you pull the trigger, and what happens is you feel like the urge to hold onto the trigger, and for good reason, because you see that there is a launch of Jolly Rancher styled hard candy, but at the point where it's been consumed for too long, and now it's at the end where it's too sharp, but it's now shards of that style of sharp candy, and it launches like a minigun.
I like
at
how it's not Jolly
giant fat
Ranchers, but it's
creature.
knockoff Jolly Ranchers.
I pity the man bat on this.
I said Jolly Rancher like. It's hard candy.
Come on, you ever swallow one of those? That's awful.
Oh gosh.
No.
When it's in knife form.
Roll 2d6 bludgeoning damage, or what should be
Okay.
piercing damage.
9.
You do 9 damage, and you could all see that this creature is being impaled with all of this candy.
Yeah,
Oh, that's just gross.
that's
Love it.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm into it.
That's
Mhm.
metal.
Yep.
Fergus.
I'm gonna go try to reload the catapult.
Okay.
Why? This thing's about to be dead before we get to on the catapult.
We're not trying to kill it, Gustavo.
Speak for
I
yourself.
mean, that may not actually be true.
Fergus, you go over and you can see that Peppermint, it's not Peppermint's turn yet, but Peppermint's going to have to like crank on a wheel to try and reel the catapult back in. Do you try to help him do that? Fergus?
I was going off to help or to
Yes. So you help him
Work the
crank the
catapult.
wheel back down.
yeah.
So I need a strength check.
I've been rolling strength all day, and it's my worst stat. 13.
13. On a 13, whereas because the 2 of you are now doing it, it doesn't take up your entire action, but you are able to crank it back down. At which point Peppermint looks at you and says, "Wow, you're the strongest Christmas elf I've ever seen."
You got to respect it.
I resist the urge to like throw Peppermint into the catapult.
Oh, poor Peppermint.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
No, I probably can't take an attack or anything, so that'll.
Well, no, you would still have an attack because you were able to work together for that ability.
All right. Fergus will reach in and pull out an easy bake oven and throw that at the thing.
I'm now curious what this easy bake oven is going to do.
That's. I'm just like
Okay.
pulling out traditional toys and eating them.
So I need a strength check.
The all throwing elf. with no
16.
strength.
On a 16, what I need to know is when you threw it, did you turn the cooking light bulb on or not?
I think I probably just had time to throw it.
Okay,
'cause
so
I
you
was
just
doing
take it
other
out
things.
and
was
throw it.
Yoink.
And what happens is, all right, roll for damage.
All right, that is a D8. 3.
So you guys have done damage to it, but you've not seen or heard or quite experienced the impact of what looks like Fergus taking out an easy bake oven the size of a microwave, but it's like an industrial kitchen one, and smashing this bat creature in the face with it like a Looney Tunes character, and just the absolute smash of it on the face. It just goes down. The force at which Fergus puts a microwave into his face. The bat creature is wobbling and very much about to collapse, but it is not dead yet. Peppermint is going to go, and on Peppermint's turn, Peppermint looks up and says, "Hey guys, what? Do you guys feel that? There's rumbling. There's rumbling on the ground. Do you guys feel that?
Do we feel that?
If you guys want to roll for it, go ahead, roll a flat d20. I'll tell you if you can."
I think Peppermint's out of his mind.
I don't have a flat d20, just round ones.
Oh,
For the love of God,
16.
Fergus, just roll the dice.
It's a 7.
16.
18.
15.
Okay, so all of you notice that the ground is rumbling. Kind of what feels like something is moving underground, going past you, and you could see that there's this kind of rumble moving through the town, and it moves over towards the center of town.
Huh.
I write down that the ground is rumbling.
Okay. It is Bat Squatch's turn, and Bat Squatch is going to try and regain the ability to do anything, and he rolls a 14, which gives him the ability to move, but he will not be able to attack, and he is going to sidestep outside of the tinsel, so he's going to kind of crawl his way out of the evil
I click the
tinsel.
stopwatch.
Oh, you're timing him.
Unfortunately, for me, it is your turn now, so you can click the stopwatch. I don't know if that was an interrupt that you have, but he doesn't do anything on his turn.
Click the stopwatch.
You click the stop. And what do you do now that you have paused time?
Wait, what?
Augustus, would you like to explain to everybody what the stopwatch does?
I thought you were just like kidding around, like in general. That's like one of your abilities. Oh no,
That's his special ultimate.
My predecessor, Ziggy, believed in efficiency so much that sometimes he had to take control of every aspect of the production line. So he invented what he calls the stopwatch of toy production. And as long as we are increasing efficiency, we can stop time.
Oh, I don't like you.
So,
Holly, Holly, you have any more of those grenades?
sure do. Just wait. Wait.
so as the man bat tries to escape, I click the stopwatch. I think about Ziggy, and I pick up the man bat.
Well,
I don't know how this works.
it pauses time for everyone, including yourself.
No.
Go figure.
Me?
You just the moment.
Z. Oh.
Well, that's not efficient at all.
Yeah.
Quick, write a report about it.
All of you are frozen in time for a minute, and you could like look around, but you can't move, and everybody's stuck. And that
Are we all just
one that was
staring?
moving
Are we all
is
just
also
staring at
stuck.
Augustus, waiting till we're
We're
all
all-
unfrozen?
And we're all staring at Augustus like, come on, guys.
The note I got from Ziggy says that the stopwatch will help increase our efficiency and whimsical creativity. How can I do that when I'm locked into a time stasis?
Meanwhile,
'Cause it's your
Ziggy is able to
definition
keep
of
moving.
efficiency.
Augustus, as you look close at the watch, because you're holding it in your palm, you can see that it very explicitly says only use in emergencies only.
Thanks.
With that, time is going to pass, and then the effect is going to end. And Augustus, it is your turn.
I want the TV show version of this to have the full minute of us staring at each other.
And it's just really awkward.
Bead of sweat is coming down a Peppermint's frozen head.
I'm very much thinking that this is going in the report.
Holly Lolly, it is your turn. You've just been frozen and unfrozen in time. There is a rumbling moving in the ground. It seems like something is going to be emerging. The catapult has been fixed, and the bat creature has moved out of the shield. So it can attack. It can attack all of you again.
It could attack all of us again. Yeah, I really feel like now is the time for another sentinel. You know, we need another, I think I get 3, right? We only had one.
Roll a d4.
Oh, yeah. So if I can roll d4
And get all 4.
Get all 4, that would be awesome. All right, so let's try to do that. Here we go. D4. 3 gingerbread men. Okay, and I just want to set the scene for as they're coming out of their portals here, if that's okay.
I'm sorry, they're wormholes. Portals is a different. It's a different.
Oh, okay. Okay, out of their wormholes, dropping from the sky, they come down superhero style, Avengers landing, you know, and we've got 3 of them. So one of them has all green buttons, and one has all red buttons, and the other one has alternating green and red buttons. And they got the report from the former gingerbread man that had been down here, so they know what's going on, and they're ready to, make action. So let's go. We've got 3 gingerbread men. They're ready to protect us. Let's go.
Okay. Do you send them into attack now?
Do I send them into attack now? So we said that the spider Sasquatch or whatever he is getting ready to attack.
Sasquatch.
Yeah,
Bat Squatch is going to attack.
Bat Squatch. We've got the Bat Squatch. He's about to attack. And then we've got the rumblings underground. We don't know what's coming there. So I feel like instead of them necessarily attacking, I'm going to put them in like a 3-man formation in front of us to separate us from the Bat Squatch and the rumbling under the ground so that whatever happens next, they'll be ready to respond. So I'm putting them like
gingerbread shield.
Okay, gingerbread shield.
Gingerbread shield.
Okay. Gustavo, it is almost your turn, but something is about to happen right before your turn. So to set the scene, there are now the gingerbread men holding a line. There is that rumbling that something is moving in the ground. That is going to finally kind of burst out of the ground, and you're going to see that it is a horrific looking creature that comes crawling out, and you could see that there's just these kind of giant tendrils of sort that pull itself out, and it seems to be this kind of a giant tendril-like monster that's just kind of filled with these it looks like something chaotic where it's just all these like chaos tendrils, and you could see that the center of it, the center sphere, looks like kind of like a mouth, but it's not like with teeth. It's more of like just kind of hollow cutouts of where teeth would be, and as it opens up, you could see directly through it. And it's connected by a single cord in the middle. And inside of that, as you can kind of see as it chomps up and down, inside of that are the remaining elves that are still alive. Help us! We're trapped!
Oh, no.
And so now this creature is standing upright, and you very clearly realize this is the Grumble Grizzle. And now, Gustavo, what do you do on your turn?
Is Peppermint still around us?
Yes.
I would like to throw Peppermint at the Grumble Grizzle.
No, that's just evil, Gustavo.
No, his friends are there. His friends are there. This is reuniting him with his team.
I need a strength check with disadvantage because the espresso just wears off as you're mid-throw.
All right, so first was a 16, second was a 2. So that disadvantage really hurts a lot.
It's very much hurt.
So I kind of
So to
just
be
push
clear,
him.
You run over and you put one hand on his shoulder and then you grab him by the pants and spin him around. And as you go to throw him, he goes about 2 feet forward and goes face first into the snow. What was that for?
Nothing at all. Don't worry about it.
Were you
I
trying
was
to
only-
protect me?
I was absolutely trying to throw you out of the way. I just missed.
You're
Don't
my
lie to
hero,
the elf.
Gustavo.
My intentions were pure. And by pure, I mean purely chaotic.
Thanks so much. You still have an action. That would have been a skill check.
Oh, okay. Then for the action, completely ignoring the complete failure that I just had, I would like to dazzle everyone. Why is everything I have say tinsel?
That's actually what Rob says.
Oh,
to
that would have
himself
been
outside
so
the show.
there was a name. I had assigned a name to it at first, so just tinsel
Oh.
insert Gustavo.
Okay. My gosh. All right. So Elven Light Show. So I'm going to create a dazzling array of holiday lights in a 30-foot radius. Shiny.
Okay.
You need a DC save.
Do you put that around do you put that
I
around
put this around the Grumble Grizzle.
Grumble Grizzle? Okay, so we're gonna roll a constitution save. Let's see. That gives us an 11, which is a failure.
He is
And so
blinded by the
that
light.
is blinded and has disadvantage on perception for 1 turn. So you could see like the eyes on this creature, which it doesn't really have eyes. They're kind of just giant black holes, are just like kind of shut closed.
Yeah. He is blinded by the lights.
Okay. Fergus, it is your turn.
Let's reach in and pull out let's see.
Another microwave.
I'll pull out a chemistry set and give it a good shake and then throw it. There's like shake a glass breaking throw. And that'll be at the Grumble Grizzle.
Okay,
Nice.
give me a strength check.
A lot of strength checks.
Just keep
Yeah.
making him do strength checks.
17,
Yeah.
Wow.
Fergus,
which is an
you
18
reach-
with a -1.
You reach into the bag and pull out a chemistry set, and you realize that just by looking at this is a chemistry set from the 1990s, where they were still using like really dangerous chemicals to make the slime in like 90s toys.
It's
And
like
so that's like-
plutonium and hydrofluoric acid.
And you give it a good shake, and you see it bubbles up really quickly, and you smash it in the face.
Just like goodbye.
And roll the damage, but it's acid damage. 1d8.
All right. D8. That's a 2.
So you're gonna do 2 acid damage, and you just see it start to burn. Okay.
There's a reason why we don't allow these anymore. Oh, and hey, Legal Bites. Good to see you in the chat.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
Okay. Peppermint is going to stand up, and he's going to look at Gustavo and go, Gustavo, we have to try to save everybody else. They're stuck inside. What do we do?
I don't know if we want to save anybody at all.
But those
Peppermint,
those,
I'm going to try and,
those are all the elf teams. They're still alive.
Okay.
I thought they were dead.
well, would you like to join them? No?
No.
No? No?
100%.
That's that a no?
Gus hits the stopwatch.
We're sitting there. Can we talk? Can we say like really?
No, you can only communicate by looking at each other, so you can't speak. You can't really communicate. It's just through the eyes.
Blinks very aggressively.
Side-eye to Gus. No, Bravo. Come on now.
He was getting a little evil for my liking.
And we
He
sit here in
stopwatch.
silence for 1 whole minute. and then it wears off. And he says to Gustavo, "No, I want to save my friends. I don't want to join them in there."
Okay, fine. Then I'll
Health
shoot the
present.
holiday blunderbuss. So shooting the holiday blunderbuss that's 4.
Could still work. You never know.
Okay, so here's what happens on a 4, and it's an unpredictable outcome. Gustavo, you hold up the Christmas blunderbuss and you pull the trigger, and you see a teddy bear once again fly out. And this time it flies over and explodes.
Whoa. Well, that's didn't see that coming. I guess that's part
because
of the chaos.
I rolled off against yours and I rolled a 2. So the 4
Ouch.
beats the 2. Roll for damage.
All right, so that would be the toy shot, which is 2d8.
Yep.
And that would be 5 total damage. That's really disappointing for a 2d8 roll.
And wait, which one are you hitting? The cage or the bat?
Oh, the cage.
Okay.
Gus, weren't you
that's-
supposed to keep exploding teddy bears out of the hands of people like Gus?
Wait, I'm Gustavo. You're Gus.
You're all Gus.
We're all Gus.
Oops, all Gus's. Fergus, it's your turn.
Let's reach in and pull out a set of lawn darts. I saw that suggested by the chat, and I'll throw the lawn darts at the Grumble Grizzle.
Okay.
And that's another strength check.
Yes.
13.
13.
Nice.
Well, that's going to hit, so roll damage.
5.
5 damage. Okay. It is Peppermint's turn. And what happens is Peppermint looks around and says, "No, Gustavo, we have to save them. Stop exploding the thing. We have to get them out of there." Augustus, Gus, as you're taking the scene that's going on here and making sure you have noted everything for the report, you notice that there is something kind of appearing over the moon once again, although it's incredibly different from any kind of scary face that was up there before. Clearly, the creature that was shining, reflecting its shadow up there is now fighting you down here. You and not everybody else, just you see kind of something swirling, something like a wormhole opening over the moon, and it starts slowly, and then it builds and builds and builds. And you see kind of this very gigantic portal in the sky first. You'll see this before everybody. And then you see that comes from it is a turkey head, followed by another turkey head, followed by another turkey head.
Is it
followed by
turducken
another
Hydra?
turkey head.
Turkey Hydra is scary.
And you
And then
see
the turkey head's open, and there's a chicken head.
yes, like alien, like xenomorph
Yes.
with the little
And
mouth.
then a pig head
I imagine you
or a
started
duck
wild.
head.
And you watch as a turducken Hydra comes out of the sky, and the final head pops out, and you see that it has a fruitcake in its mouth.
You see, that's what we call setup, folks. David is the
And it-
best.
You started the war.
It's like,
Full
how am I?
circle.
I have to get this in. How am I going to get it in? And you're like, I throw the fruitcake. I'm like, yes. A turducken Hydra emerges out of the sky, and it's so large that it blocks out the sun, or it blocks out the moon.
Then we'll fight in the shade.
We shall fight in the shade.
That's definitely how Holly was.
The turducken Hydra flies up, and it is now hovering over you. And from one of its mouths, it opens its mouth, which opens up a chicken mouth, and a beam of light emerges, which shoots down and vaporizes the bat creature.
Oh, nice.
The bat creature is destroyed.
It's end game here. This is real. This is real danger now.
And now, Augustus, it is your turn.
Well, I'm definitely going to note both the look and wondrous powers of the turducken Hydra.
Oh.
Just to be clear. Then I'm going to take my candy cane and I am going to prop open the mouth that is eating Task Force 1 through 6.
Okay.
Nice.
And I'm going to help foment their escape.
Nice.
Okay. Please describe how you do that.
Well, ideally, the candy cane can block the chomping mouth, and then I'm going to use that opening to help encourage the elves to escape. Those that cannot do so on their own, I will grab out of the mouthhole area.
I thought you were just going to say, well, that's just evolution in action.
I'll make a note of the ones that couldn't make it.
I'll make a note of the ones that are too slow.
I need a strength check to try and hold the mouth open long enough to see if you can get them all out.
Sure. I can give you a strength check. I'm strong. How about a 21?
21. You are able to hold that mouth open like it's nothing, and all of the elves are able to escape.
Yeah.
Efficient. And then I sit down and write down what just happened.
Holly Lolly, it is your turn. There's been a series of chaotic events that have happened since it was last your turn.
Yeah.
There is still, you have the shield of gingerbread men there. You could send them into attack. You do whatever you want with them. There is now a primordial threat above you that has been rumored for a long time to be a real problem. It is now there. It is present. And it may not like all of the Christmasing.
Wizard?
Yes.
Can I ask a question? I know I'm out of turn here for the action setup, but
yes.
From a world building perspective, do we have any historical knowledge or understanding of the turducken Hydra at this point in time?
It's more like a myth. So you've
Okay.
never seen one. You've only ever heard of them. And it's like, oh no, if we need to start respecting Thanksgiving, otherwise the turducken Hydra will finally rise up and strike back.
Okay, so our primary thought was that it was a scary story to tell the children.
Yes.
Okay.
That
Now we
remains
see
true.
Now it's yep. And you know, Holly Lolly, the one who's in charge of Christmas decor and magic and just everything looking great in the North Pole, is personally offended by this ugly ass turducken, right? Because not only is it a representative of Thanksgiving, it's also not aesthetically pleasing. I mean,
ironically, ugly ass is one of the bullet points under my current report of the turducken Hydra.
nice,
Yeah.
nice.
We have
nice.
found
How's it-
common ground. Look at that.
Importantly, how is it hyphenated?
It
Ugly
is
ass.
not. Separate
No,
word.
ugly ass turkey. Or ugly ass turducken. One word, ugly ass. Okay, so give Holly a second here. Okay, so we've got the gingerbread men sentinels. We've also got all of these elves from the different SEAL teams that have been
Forces,
released.
yes.
Yeah, thanks to Gus from the task force. So we've got task force 1 through 6, which at least have like 4 elves on it. So we've got
Sacrificial?
yeah, we've got some red shirt elves here, you know what I'm saying? And we've got our sentinel gingerbread men. So I'm gonna put them all in formation to shield us from the turducken. And so what I'm gonna have the gingerbread man do is pick up. I'm gonna have each of them pick up some of those SEAL team or team 1 through 6 elves. You know, I don't know which one in whatever particular order, and yeet them at the Look at me like that, Mr. Wizard. Because listen, the goal wasn't to rescue these elves. They were supposed to come and do what we're doing, but they failed, right? They were the goal is to defeat the Halloween monsters.
So we're gonna eat them at the Thanksgiving monster. You failed to defeat Halloween, therefore you shall take on Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So the ugly ass turducken is getting some little elves eating at them, and they're all out of uniform anyway. So they got.
They were being digested.
Okay.
Which head?
Are you putting them in the catapult to do this?
No, I'm
Ginger- having the
men,
gingerbread
they just-
fling
they're-
them.
They're massive.
the gingerbread men are flinging them, like that, like little shot puts,
So they're flinging them like javelins, but like the elves are prepared for this, so they just like put their hands out to be pointy. try to be as pointy as possible as they're flung.
The gingerbread
not
men
what
are
we
now having a
stand for.
competition.
They're
Competition as to
it's
who
not
can
like
get
it's
closer.
not like it's like they're not into it. That's also what they're there for. It's like
Oh yeah, they're there to fight.
simple,
Everybody knows turducken Hydra protocol. You must take it down. Oh my god.
It's a code black.
Sorry.
Code gravy. All right, so you pick up the red shirt Christmas elves, and the gingerbread guys just start flinging them like javelins, and so you see them flying through the sky. This creature is the thing is flying in the sky, but it just kind of reacts where it just is able to just start blasting them out of the sky with
Stopwatch.
none of them really hit. Until eventually one does.
Not the consequences of my own actions.
It's a primordial creature, and you're flinging Christmas elves at it. Augustus, you hit the watch.
I do hit the watch.
Oh no!
This is terrible.
I think it's rather comical.
You hit the watch, and now all of the turkey heads are looking at you like, really?
Why does everybody react sarcastically to the watch?
Because it's funny.
It doesn't do anything. It just makes us sit there and wait.
Look, sometimes we need to think about what we're doing. That's the most efficient thing of all.
And while this happens, if you're looking around, you'll see that one of the elves was mid-disintegration as you pause time and is now stuck.
So much pain.
It's in dust. It's being like Thanos dusted, but it's only midway.
Oh,
You guys are you guys are getting everybody killed.
it's got dark. It's got dark.
A minute
No
will
one
pass.
dies. You already said that. You said no one really dies. Not really.
No, not in Christmas land. No.
They just become particles. They reform later. It's fine.
Reform later. Yeah, beam me up.
You know, when
Scotty.
they get in carbon into the ground, when they become a tree, in 50 years.
Oh, you mean when they go into the circle of life, they'll be back?
Yeah, exactly. It's the circle of life. They come back.
They will be okay.
They'll be all right.
Kids at home watching, they will be all right.
They'll walk it off. It's fine.
Transported to a dimension, someone said.
And
Gustavo,
kids watching
it's
at
your
home,
turn.
don't think too hard about the turducken when you're going to bed tonight.
No.
Turducken Hydra. Don't worry. Don't think too hard about it. Gustavo, you're dealing with a critical crisis here, and I need to know how you handle it.
I handle it by rolling the dice.
Well, that's how we
and
handle things. Yeah.
Deciding what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do.
No, you mean
Okay.
in your own special way. Okay.
Yeah, my own special way. I don't know whether I want to be helpful or just not productive.
Have you considered seeing someone about that?
I've always rolled the wrong way when I've considered seeing someone about that.
Well, the Department of Efficiency does have people that will listen, voices that can help.
and write things down and not do anything else.
Yeah, it seems rather.
That's pretty much the entire
inefficient.
department.
Rather
Well,
inefficient.
The healing journey
So-
really is your own.
What can we? We're fighting one thing right now, right?
Well, it's got
But-
multiple heads, but yes.
Actually, you're fighting technically two things. So you were dealing with the Halloween monsters that were here.
Yes.
So there's still the one big bad that's still out. But now there's a giant turducken Hydra in the sky as well that may or may not be a threat.
Well, it
You're
has
certainly
disintegration
launching.
beam.
It has, yeah, and you're launching projectile Christmas elves as missiles to take it down.
Okay, so let's see.
It's like a Godzilla level threat flying in the sky right now.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So the
Have we
logic would
considered
dictate
calling in
taking
Godzilla?
on the Godzilla level threat. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn around and go after the Halloween threat with the
Okay.
blunderbuss.
Fair enough. Roll to attack.
And 12.
12 to hit will hit. Roll for damage.
I need to know what the hit is. Candy hit or a toy hit.
It is a toy hit.
Toy shot is 8. Nice.
Okay. And so as you turn and you hold the blunderbuss up and you pull the trigger, and you could see that whereas you've played Monopoly before and you know that there are the Monopoly pieces, you know that they used to be the little pewter pieces,
Yeah.
but now I think they're plastic now. But anyway, what you feel launch from and has plenty of recoil from it is a giant Monopoly piece. And it's one of the toy pieces, which just flies forward and crashes into this creature, which does a tremendous amount of damage. And the creature begins to just kind of melt in place.
Was
where
it the
just starts to
thimble?
fall apart?
No,
The
it was the
thimble
car.
would hurt.
No, it was the big car.
Oh,
It was
the
the
race car.
Yeah.
It was the big race car, yeah, from Monopoly. Okay. That's your turn. Gustavo, you have dispatched the Halloween creature.
When you say
Burgess-
dispatched, what is the
Dispatch is in its
result or
melting, so
purpose?
it's dead. Dispatch
I understand it is no
it
longer a threat, but what is the remainder of the Halloween monster?
It
Are you
is
gonna eat it?
It is a goopy mess on the ground.
Okay.
He
Well,
needs to make
obviously, I'm
notes
going
of
to take
it.
a note of that. But this is important stuff. So thank you.
Okay. Fergus, it is your turn. There's the turkey Hydra in the sky, and Gustavo has killed the other creature. What do you do?
I'm gonna reach into the bag and I'm going to pull out 1971's Asbestos Miner Barbie. I'm gonna throw that at the creature,
At the turkey?
at the turkey.
I'm confused. What makes 1971's Asbestos Miner Barbie dangerous?
Well, they started
It's in the
banning
box.
asbestos around 1972.
But is she made of asbestos?
Let's find out.
Oh, because it's the misfit toy. Oh no.
It's a misfit
It's
toy.
the extremely rejected Asbestos Miner Barbie.
Roll a strength check to see if you could shot put this into the sky.
That is a 1. Nat 1.
Instead, we all now have mesothelioma.
You've now
The good thing is that we've got a good cause of action against Santa.
as you
That's right, we're
pick it
going
up,
to come out of this one shot with a class action. Good
you
stuff.
go to throw it and you accidentally throw it directly into peppermint, and there's just a puff of dust from it. It's unlocked as it's open.
Poor Peppermint is not making it out of this.
Ow!
Can I ask a question of the group as well as David?
Yes.
Has anybody reset the catapult?
Yes.
It was-
Yeah.
it's good to go.
That's been sitting there for a while.
Yeah, we should make use of that.
Peppermint seems like a good candidate.
So what happens now is so to be clear, you guys have defeated all of the Halloween monsters. You have freed many of the red shirt elves. You've
The ones
launched a
that weren't
handful of them. to be disintegrated. And right now there's a giant turkey hydra in the sky. But what's going to happen is on the turkey's turn, you're going to see that it kind of just flies over you and like opens up its wings. And you see that all of the snow begins to melt here in town, and all the Christmas decorations just fall off the buildings and such.
How dare you.
And fall and autumn begins here, and all of the leaves
That ugly ass turkey.
turn to different colors.
Turkey.
And the turkey says, "This is my town now. You have freed us from turkey prison."
Oh no, we unleashed an eldritch turkey. Just an average day.
As a thank
Hey,
you,
you're-
I will let you leave with the remainder of your lives. Should you come here again, you will be consumed, as all things are on Turkey Day.
So good.
You look off in the distance, you could feel like there's an earthquake happening, and just like kind of rising off in the distance is this mountain, just kind of like that appears out of the ground and rises up, and you realize quickly that it's made of mashed potatoes.
Mashed potato mountain.
It's a mashed potato mountain.
But also so tasty. Outrageous yet tasty.
And behind you, another wormhole opens, and Sergeant Fruitcake is there. It says, "Come through now! All of you come through now! The readings are off the charts!" Do you guys leave, or do you stay in Turkey Land?
I place a fruitcake in the bucket of the catapult and then launch it at the turducken.
Fergus runs for the door, but he's just like throwing defective toys out behind him. So there's like, a big baby soother lands and does something very suspicious. Starts beeping suspiciously. And he's just like trying to discourage the turducken from following him.
To slow him down.
Exactly.
Gustavo?
I'm going to run towards the portal, and then as I get to the portal, I'm going to look at Sergeant Fruitcake, take a one glance up, down, take an awkward pause, and then jump up and do a double-footed jump kick right in the chest, and leaving him behind the portal to face the turducken.
I need an
Okay.
attack. I need you to roll an attack.
Oh, let's see.
Your
What are we
chaos.
going to do? Let's see.
Oh, Red
It
Ford
would-
with a solid
it would
reference.
it would only be fitting that this would come down as a 1.
I think that does fit actually without it.
I think that
Oh,
does. I think that does fit, but it is on brand, and so you are going to run over and go to kick, but you're not going to land the kick. What's that? What are you doing there?
I was
Did you
trying to help you back through the portal to
You-
safety.
Looks like you tripped there.
No, I was turning around to make sure I got you to the safe spot of. Would you like some espresso?
Holly Lolly, what are you doing now as the portal opens and it's time to evacuate?
So as the portal opens, I grab the hands of my 3 remaining gingerbread stencils.
Run them through.
And I was like, "Run, my babies!" And
I love those gingerbread men.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Can I launch a grenade through the portal as I'm running away? Like can I just? send
Oh,
one
of course.
Yeah. Okay.
So then that lastly leaves Augustus, and so everybody else has made it through, and the red shirts have made it through. Augustus, you have decided to put a fruitcake inside of the catapult, and now you're aiming that at the
Yes,
turducken.
my notes suggest that his arrival with a fruitcake in his mouth means that he really hates fruitcakes, and so I'm going to launch the fruitcake at the turducken and revel in my efficiency.
The first one
Yep.
just pissed him off, though.
And so
I'm
as
telling
you
you
do
what
that,
the report says.
Augustus, you line up the shot. You take the shot. The fruitcake goes flying in the air. You see a wormhole portal open behind the turducken. The fruitcake somehow, with the force of gods, knocks the turducken Hydra into the portal.
It's dead, folks. It's a family recipe.
And that wormhole closes, and you guys will all, and then Augustus, having kicked the creature through the portal, you pass through back to Christmas Town. And as you all go outside and regroup, and a couple moments pass, that portal closes, and you say, mission accomplished. You were able to save everyone. You didn't really get the Halloween
Does
monsters
the general
back home.
already have a banner for that?
Mission
He can
accomplished.
He's got a welcome home, but it's like spelled wrong. With a
No, it
misprinting
says welcome home team 4 and then cross through and then team 5 and then cross through.
But eventually a little bit of time will pass, and then you'll all hear the screech of "This is now Turkey Land" as the portal reopens again, and the turkey Hydra has the fruitcake in another mouth as it has now crossed into Christmas Land. And that's going to be where we end today's session for today's charity stream. The turducken Hydra is invading Christmas Town.
To be clear,
thanks
I'm
to the
filing
efficiency
report.
department manager.
I'm filing reports on all of you.
What did I do wrong?
That was
My name
fun.
is Peppermint.
That was
Peppermint,
great.
I don't think you did anything wrong at all, but you're still getting a report.
Here, let me lend you a pen for that. And I pull one out of the bag of extremely rejected toys.
Loading toys.
And it was, it was like poison ink everywhere.
Yeah. So
I
that is
Yeah,
going to
David,
be
that was a lot of fun.
our one
Before I
shot for
close this
today.
out, before I close this out, can I make a suggestion? Just real quick.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that this story would like be even more hilarious because it's great. It's like the best thing ever. If like it was like a time portal and like you step back through the portal and you completely forgot, and then next year, and you went back to the turducken was like that's how Thanksgiving happens, right? And like you don't realize that, so you went back into thinking like the turducken is just a mystery or like a Greek myth or
The
something.
myth
like
of the turducken.
that.
I-
and then, like,
See, that's
year,
fine. That's
teams to go fight the turducken, but like we never win because Thanksgiving is coming no matter what.
oh my gosh, it's a loop. The whole thing was a loop the whole time.
It's a loop.
You could
That's
never
awesome.
stop it.
This
That's
is phenomenal.
really scary.
Thanksgiving is a loop.
Now I
Yes, well, that's the fun
remember
part
like
with this
death
stuff.
loop. We got to break free of the loop.
We'll get Sam Lake in here to write the scenario design.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not a loop, it's a spiral.
Yeah.
Because we just need to make more sequels.
All right, okay, I gotta go.
Thank you, Natalie.
This was fun.
Thank you.
Hope you guys all had fun back home. The charity stream will continue. I just won't be the one talking through all of it. But yeah, this has been great. Ian, back to you.
I am putting the what is it? I'm putting another live stream up just so that this is sort of separated out. So that people who just want to watch this can watch this, but I am just firing that up right now. Let's see, how do I do this here? Create. Oh, the reusable studio isn't reusable.
Yeah, you got to massage it just right. I know that. It's weird.
Yeah, I'm trying to like schedule live stream and it's going, oh, well, I'm just going to play the old video. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. I just want to use the same studio to not. Okay, it looks like I've got to send out links to everyone again. Okay, we'll figure that out. But yeah, we'll get that done. I'm just gonna get this online, but I'm gonna redirect everyone there. So let's
Ian, I've got to run some errands, but I'm going to send photos of the this guy so that you can auction that off.
Awesome. Yeah, I think we're going to be doing an auction fairly quickly here. And yeah, you guys are all welcome. I'll shoot you the link, but you have no obligation. So yeah.
Good stuff, everyone.
All right.
Well, that was great, David. Yeah, I was not expecting
was-
to fight a turducken
was
Hydra.
fantastic.
So there you go.
That was
Oh, from the
amazing.
moment I came up with the idea. I'm like, all right, well, we're gonna do we're right after Halloween, but everybody goes into Christmas, and like you already see like Christmas decorations in stores and stuff. You see them even before Halloween. So I was like, let's play on that. It's only 2 days after Halloween. We could have fun with that. Do a
I
little
haven't
holiday
laughed
thing.
that hard. I needed that laugh. Something fierce.
That was
awesome.
that was really good.
So good stuff. All right, I have to bounce. If I can jump in later, I will. But I got to run around today. So thanks everybody for sticking around and having fun. Ian, thanks for having me. Good to see you guys. Love y'all.
Thank you
David,
so
nice
much.
seeing you.
Soon.
All right, let me set up the redirect here. You guys, thank you so much for joining me on this one.
Oh yeah.
It's been way too long.
Yes, this was perfect though. It was perfect. Perfect timing, perfect setting, perfect time to do it on the charity stream. So just everything went perfect. I'm going to jump out, let you do the redirect, and I will talk to you at some point in time later. Okay.
Sounds good. Rick, did you want to stick around or did you want to head out? Either is fine, of course.
I will stick around for a little bit right now. I just need to know where you are sending the information for me to stick around because we're going to a different thing.
I can send it to you on Signal if that works. Give me 1 second. I'm just dropping it in the. There we go. So hopefully you'll get that. Oh wait, you said you don't have Signal. I can also let me drop it in the private chat.
Okie doke. Sorry about that.
No worries.
I'm difficult. I need things.
I mean, when you already said, "Hey, it's not working on my computer," it's like, "Oh, right, that is a I should realize that." Okay, we will head over there. I gotta send some people an updated link as well. So, there we go.
All right.
All right, I will see you there in just a minute. So
Sounds
let's
good.
end this one, and I'll see you over there. Cheers.